We got more to talk about. I just got out of here. I got out of the shower, so my hair looking all crazy. Look. See, I got that good hair. Look. We got that wavy shit. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. Now, Eddie Hearn, Slave Room Boxing. Just watched the interview conducted with the Boxing Social. Eddie Hearn says Luis Ortiz could get next with Anthony Joshua. Once again, this was conducted by Boxing Social.
Looking at Ruiz as a chance to make history.
I know you offered a fight to Luis Ortiz, which was turned down. Originally, they claimed that it was a low-ball offer before going back on themselves. Would that have been your first choice still if it could have been made?
That was AJ's first choice. I mean, look, it was never ideal.
He just said it was never ideal. It was never ideal.
Before going back on
The
themselves.
Vampire Stream.
Would that have been your first choice still if it could have been made?
That was AJ's first choice. I mean, look, it was never ideal. Like, I thought that was the fight. Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable with 3 weeks of Southpaw sparring, we'll do it. We made them an offer, $6 million. They turned it down. We made them another offer, $7 million. This is probably 8 times what he got offered for the Deontay Wilder fight. He still turned it down, and it shows you everything you need to know. Like, who is turning that down? Is it Ortiz? Is it a manager? Is it an advisor? Is it a promoter? Is it a network? But people are starving these fighters of opportunities to change their life, and it's sad. So listen, if Ortiz wants to go next, he can have it next. But I think a lot of the problem with these fighters is they're told what to do, whereas they should be the ones coming out and saying, I'm taking it. Sorry, I'm taking it. $7 million. Like, my life's complete, my kid's life's complete, their kid's life's complete, and I believe I can beat AJ.
The Vampire Stream. Smash the like button. All right, man. I don't even know where to begin on the Vampire Stream. So he says, basically, these fighters' lives are being ruined and controlled, yet it was his very own pops who likened matchroom boxing to slave contracts and the slave trade. But now he's talking about, isn't this ironic, as Alanis Morissette would say? Isn't this ironic that the seed of Barry Hearn is talking about fighters need to stand up for themselves and what's not being given, but his very own bloodline, his own father, his Faja, in the word of Goldmember, is the one that said, back in the day, we didn't even have to call you by your last name. Back in the day, it was like the slave trade. Back in the day, we could issue out slave contracts. But now Eddie, that's why it don't sound believable. Now Eddie Hearn is talking about, oh, the fighters should just say, and networks, advisors, and managers are ruining fighters' lives and all that. The other thing is, he just told you. He says, yeah, Luis Ortiz was Joshua's first choice. He said that the situation wasn't ideal. So he admitted it wasn't ideal, right? Which is what I said. It wasn't ideal. 5.5 weeks, 6 weeks total, and it's really 5 because fight week don't really count as a week of training. As you guys can see, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder is not fighting this week. But if you go follow him on social media, he posted a picture wrapping up his camp. And he's not fighting this weekend. Julian J. Rock Williams, the mandatory for Swift Jared Hurd, is fighting on Fox. You know what I'm saying? So you can't count fight week as the 6th week. New media, man. I'm about to make it hard to eat like toothpaste. I told y'all. Always working, I respect it to the fullest. Shout out to L. Old media got some explaining to do. He just said the situation wasn't ideal, which is what I told y'all. That's why I said they should have pushed this fight back. Then if Luis Ortiz, under a full camp, with proper time to push it back to July, with proper time to prepare, if he then didn't choose to take $7-8 million or whatever he just said he offered him, then that could be something. But if you're in a bind, I would, like I told y'all from the beginning, I would do the same thing. I know you in a bind. I'm finna squeeze you because I should have been the opponent from the beginning, you know. So I'm not mad at the dude from Dade Promotions or Jay Jimenez or whoever. I would do the same thing. You know, you're in a bind. You could have selected me for the last 2.5+ years. You could have selected me when I was a mandatory. You could have selected me instead of putting me in there with Malik Scott, instead of putting him with Dave Allen when he was with Matchroom Promotions. You could have put him in there with AJ. But you chose not to. So now you got to pay like you weigh. You know, but he just told you it wasn't an ideal situation. Old media striking out. The second thing that was interesting that he said is that was AJ's first choice, and Rob McCracken, who is AJ's trainer, said, hey, if you're content putting AJ in there with the southpaw with only 3 weeks of southpaw training, then sure, we'll do it. But that doesn't sound like a level of confidence that they even really wanted to fight. He just told on himself, listen.
Like, I thought that was the fight. Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable with 3 weeks of southpaw sparring, we'll do it.
Why would it be up to the promoter? Why would the trainer say, hey, promoter, if you feel comfortable, then we'll do it? They be telling on themselves. All this camera time that Eddie Hearn gets, he be telling on himself. Listen, that to me, that'll go over people's head real quick. Because it's just like that. You know, you don't have to, if you just hear what he said, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. Rob McCracken is AJ's trainer. They are in the bind. Obviously, Gerald Miller failed with 3 different substances, 2 tests, blah, blah, blah. They needed an opponent. Why would the trainer tell the promoter, hey, if you feel comfortable putting him in there with Luis King Kong Ortiz, a southpaw, with 3 weeks of southpaw training because we were preparing for an orthodox fighter, right? Then fine, we'll do it. Wouldn't the trainer be the one that says, oh yeah, my guy will be ready? Why would the promoter tell you? The promoter, he just has to arrange it. So the promoter presents options to an A-side cash cow guy like Joshua. But why would the trainer say it's up to you if you feel comfortable? That don't even make sense. That tells you, to me, that's very incriminating. That's very telling that the trainer, Rob McCracken, is putting it on Eddie Hearn, saying, hey, all right, I'll get him ready the best I can. If you're content with him training for 3 weeks with the southpaw partner, that to me is very telling. And it happened so quick that it's easy to graze over that and miss what he just said. He said Anthony Joshua's own trainer, Rob McCracken, put it in the ball in his court. That seems backwards to me. That's like Anthony Yard's trainer, Tunde or whatever. If Frank Warren says, hey, you're the mandatory, I'm lining up this fight with Kovalev, can you be ready? I'm pretty sure Tunde would say, yeah, Anthony Yard's ready, we've been working, this is what we do. He's not going to say, hey, if you feel comfortable putting him in there with Kovalev, then I'll try to get him prepared or whatever. Do we have any shooters in the building? This ain't your show. Any shooters on the Vampire Stream? See, that's what I'm saying. See, the thing is, Eddie Hearn, okay, get rid of Moises Castaneda. Get rid of him. Bye. Bye. I'll continue speaking once my shooters get rid of voices. Bow. Thank you. I don't care what old media is talking about. Leave. Leave. Always trying to switch the subject. No, we're not doing that. Once again, why would the trainer of the fighter be presented, options to replace Gerald Big Baby Miller, and then the trainer is saying, hey, if you feel comfortable putting him in with the southpaw, then we'll do it. That is very incriminating. Listen again.
Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable.
If you want him, if you feel comfortable.
Would that have been your first choice though, if it could have been made?
That was AJ's first choice. I mean, look, it was never ideal. Like, I thought that was the fight. Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable with 3 weeks of Southpaw sparring, we'll do it. We made them an offer, $6 million.
That's weird. That's weird that the trainer would be presented the option and then he says, hey, if you feel comfortable. So that, to me, that sounds like a level of discomfort in the trainer. Like, hey, if you want to switch to a southpaw, then, we'll do it. We got 3 weeks to prepare, so we'll do it. That doesn't sound like this gung-ho attitude that old media is trying to paint when it comes to Anthony Joshua. They made it sound like Anthony Joshua beating on his chest like, come on, King Kong, come on. Like, and flexing and wait, doing neck ups and shit, waiting for King Kong, and King Kong's hiding as Anthony Joshua's riding up and down the block on a bicycle like Debo. That's what they made it sound like. But he just told you. He just shitted on all of y'all old media bullshit. He just said the situation was never ideal because they didn't want to fight Ortiz. They wanted to fight Gerald Miller. That's why it was an ordeal. That wasn't an ideal because they didn't want to fight Luis Ortiz because they would have chose him from the beginning. Why wouldn't the situation be ideal if that was Joshua's first choice? Why didn't Anthony Joshua choose Mr. A side over everybody in a heavyweight division? Why didn't he pick Luis Ortiz from the get-go? Which is what I've always maintained, which is what I've been saying. Why would he now be saying, oh, the situation wasn't ideal? Because it wasn't ideal to switch gears and turn to a southpaw. And here's the other thing. Now that he said this stuff, I'm starting to wonder if these high numbers were offered because he probably got some indication from the promoter, maybe that this wasn't going to go through. So they offered something. They already had plans. I don't know what was discussed, what they talked to specifically, but I have a hunch now with him saying this. It makes me believe that he knew it wasn't going to go through. So it's just like the same thing when someone sends a lowball offer. It sounds the same thing. Someone sends a lowball offer knowing they won't take it. You can get an overflow and a general idea of if the fight's getting close and the fight's drawing close. So you can offer some, a good number, 6-7 million or whatever, when it already sounds like the fight's not going to happen. Just so you can blabber to the public and pander and say, hey, we offered him so much money and remove William Robinson, the vampire stream. I need my serum. Remove William Robinson on the vampire stream. Listen, you notice once again, remove this fake Lions Den boxing, bro. Remove him. The vampire stream. Remove this fake Lions Den boxing dude. We don't care what you're talking about. Wow. Look, they said, wow. He just said, wow. That was good. That was funny. He just said, wow, man, what did I do, dude? Wow, man. Mom upside down. Wow. I can't believe you're doing this. Wow. Bro. Listen, to all the people who are screaming this duck under James Sousa is a fool. He said, "Wow, your ass." Trolls at 3:30 a.m. It's not 3:30 in the UK. That's why. I'm on UK time. It don't matter. We approach the same way. Anybody can't get it. Americans, UK can, Africa can't. Anybody can't get it. Listen. Let me hit y'all with the Eminem kill shot. Notice how the people who keep saying Luis Ortiz with 5-6 weeks for his team to get it together, even though he wasn't selected to begin with, but he could have been, right? He ducked for not taking it, not taking $7 million under this, concentrated period of time to promote and all that, or to prepare, blah, blah, blah. But they ain't said shit about Joshua could have fought him for the last 2.5 years. So if that's a duck, then what did Joshua do when he could have fought him not just before for this fight, but he could have fought him for the last 2.5 years? So somebody explain what I'm missing. How is it a duck when Luis Ortiz team can't get it together and they don't accept a deal last minute because somebody else failed a drug test? So they got to get it together, fuck what you doing, just get it together, take the money and run, But Joshua, the A-side, Mr. A-side in the heavyweight division, could have been fought Luis Ortiz. I've made videos, bro, it's over for old media. I've made videos for the last 1.5 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it's been, talking about this fight. So we have to wait for a mishap with Gerald Big Baby Miller to make a bad decision for his career, squander his opportunity for Luis Ortiz to come into the picture. Explain how that's a duck. Y'all getting worked. This is so fun. Why didn't Joshua pick the fight at Wembley? That's what I'm saying. April 13th. He's already fought for a title, fought Wilder. People know who he is. So if Luis Ortiz, first of all, I don't know what he's being promised. I don't know what happened, who told him, $6-7 million, we can do better, or you got this lined up. I don't know. Behind the scenes, I don't know what they have planned for him, so to speak. So they might have something big for him. I don't know. They might just say, hey, bro, don't fight on DAZN for that. You know what I'm saying? We have something planned. You'll get a lot of exposure. You'll get your chance. I don't know. But again, 5 to 6 weeks to get everything together versus 2.5, 3 years of trying to get everything together. Explain this. And then on top of that, you hear Eddie Hearn. I just let you listen to it. Boxing Social. He did an interview and said, AJ's trainer says, if you feel that, you want to switch gears and get a southpaw, that he's telling on himself, people. He's telling on himself. He said, why would the trainer whose sole job is to get the fighter ready for whatever, like, okay, for example, if Rock Nation came to Andre Ward, or, Andre Ward's in the Olympics, and they said, hey, we got this lucrative fight for you. It's a top-ranked guy. You'll get recognition for beating him. Will Andre Ward fight, Sullivan Barrera as a late replacement? Why would Virgil Hunter say to Rock Nation, hey, if you feel comfortable putting him in with the southpaw, then I'll prepare him. If you feel comfortable putting him in for 3, that shows you. Listen.
Would that have been your first choice, though, if it could have been made?
That was AJ's first choice. I mean, look, it was never ideal. Like, I thought that was the fight. Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable with 3 weeks of southpaw sparring, we'll do it.
Now, why would the trainer tell the promoter, if you feel, why would it be up to Eddie Hearn to feel comfortable when you're trained and paid to prepare them for Luis Ortiz? All the promoter, in my mind, the workflow would be the promoter. Has to salvage the event. He has to make the phone calls. He has to talk to promoters. He has to talk to other teams. Try to find a shoe-in, an understudy, and then he presents you the options. So why on earth would Rob McCracken, the trainer of AJ, say, Eddie Hearn, if you feel comfortable putting him in with the southpaw, basically it's your call. And you tell me they wanted to fight this man so badly. To me, that's telling on themselves. Bro, he just told you. Rob McCracken said it, bro.
Have been your first choice though, if it could have been made?
That was AJ's first choice. I mean, look, it was never ideal. Like, I thought that was the fight. Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable with 3 weeks of southpaw sparring, we'll do it.
If you want him, why would it be the promoter? Why would it be the promoter what the promoter says? And then he goes on to talk about how fighters need to stand up for what they want. Looking shaky, baby. Once again, I'm going to break this down. See, y'all don't listen to words. I listen to linguists. Listen.
It was a low ball offer before.
Like, I thought that was the fight. Rob McCracken.
Listen.
Would that have been your first choice though, if it could have been made?
That was AJ's first choice.
That was AJ's first choice.
I mean, look, it was never ideal.
Never ideal.
Like, I thought that was the fight.
I thought that was the fight, but Rob McCracken, then he throws him on the bus and says the trainer says.
Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable with 3 weeks of southpaw sparring, we'll do it. We made them an offer, $6 million. They turned
this is where he tries to distract you.
Offer, $7 million. This is probably 8 times what he got offered for the.
More distractions.
What he got
by talking money.
For the Deontay Wilder fight, he still turned it down, and it shows you everything you need to know. Like, who is turning that down? Is it Ortiz? Is it a manager? Is it an advisor? Is it a promoter? Is it a network? But people are starving these fighters of opportunities to change their life, and it's sad. So listen, if Ortiz wants to go next, he can have it next. But I think a lot of the problem with these fighters is they're told what to do.
Okay, so we unpacked. So what he just said was, it wasn't an ideal situation. Anthony Joshua wanted Luis Ortiz. That was his first choice, but it wasn't an ideal situation. Then he throws Rob McCracken, AJ's trainer, under the bus and says, Rob McCracken said to you, right? He says, hey, if you're comfortable putting him with the southpaw with 3 weeks of southpaw training, you're comfortable putting him in with Luis Ortiz, then we'll do it. Then he talks about money to distract you. Then he has this sob story about how fighters, even though his dad was talking about slave trades and slave contracts, now he has this sob story about telling fighters what to do, right? Just put this in perspective. This is continually fast-talking Eddie Hearn. He just said that was AJ's first choice. Then he, moments later, said Rob McCracken, the trainer, threw it on Eddie Hearn. Then he talks about a sob story about fighters being told what to do. So why would the trainer ask Eddie Hearn if he's okay with it, then he'll do it and put the ball in his court? If the fighter, he just made this whole spiel about how the fighters need to stand up and say, this is what I'll take. So you just said AJ wanted the fight. Then you said his trainer asked you what your opinion was and said, ball's in your court. If you want us to switch to a southpaw, we'll do it. Then he goes on to talk about how fighters need to stand their ground. But that's what AJ said he wanted. So why would Rob McCracken, see, y'all don't break down what people are saying. Why would Rob McCracken, the trainer, throw the ball in his court saying, hey, if you want to switch to a southpaw, if you want him, then, I'll try my best to get him ready in 3 weeks. But then you're complaining about how fighters need to stand their ground. Come on, bro. You got to be smarter than that. Listen, all you have to do is listen to what people say. That don't make sense. If AJ said he wanted it and you're talking and your whole spiel is about how fighters need to get what they want and somebody's telling him no, then why was Rob McCracken saying, you're basically saying Rob McCracken put the ball in your court? Story looking shaky, baby. Man, new media. This is just a different look. This is a different type of work. They're not used to this. Shout out to Talk Sport. Dillian Whyte column, WBC are protecting Deontay Wilder from me, and I had 0 offers to fight Joshua in New York. So this Talk Sports exclusive column is really about how Anthony Joshua never offered me a fight in New York. Anthony Joshua recently claimed that he has made offers to just about every heavyweight going this year, including myself. I could say right now on my left hand, so basically Dillian Whyte saying, I swear, right? He's saying, I put that on my left hand. AJ and Eddie Hearn did not make an offer for the fight in New York after Gerald Miller failed drug test. Look, they did not make me an offer for the fight. This is Dillian Whyte. It was me that offered to step in and take the fight. This is Dillian Whyte, people. AJ had been in 10, look at this. AJ had been in 10 weeks of VADA testing, and I had already begun training for 5 weeks. See that? So I said, I've got enough time to get myself ready, and I'll take the shot, meaning replacing Gerald Miller in New York. I don't understand why they would not tell the truth. What's new media's mantra? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Dillian Whyte continues, says, there was a phone call with Eddie Hearn where I said I would jump in to replace Gerald Big Baby Miller, and he couldn't have changed the subject quicker. This is Dillian Whyte spilling the beans, bro. He couldn't have changed the subject quicker. He didn't want to know, meaning he didn't want to discuss that. I don't care what anyone says. No offers have been made to me. Joshua has got my number. He can contact me on Instagram or Twitter if he likes. I'm a very easy man to reach. So, old media, it's been fun. It's been fun, old media, but y'all getting smashed on. It's been real. Once again, they think we stupid. They think we're dumb and we can't put this in perspective. Dillian Whyte just that. So the date of that article, Talk Sports, shout out to them. You know, I always cite my sources. That was done May 8th at 5:35 p.m. Today's May 9th or some shit. Right? Old media, it's been fun. You guys are getting worked, bro. So, like I said, they want me to believe all these stories, all these shenanigans, all these charades, and then it's being proven or contested at the very least, depending on who you believe or whatever. Stop it. So, he just said Eddie Hearn and AJ keep putting this out like they offered everybody the fight and nobody wants it, like they offered me a fight. And Dillian Whyte saying, I swear to y'all, they never offered me the fight. I volunteered to step in for Gerald Miller's absence because he was on drugs or whatever, and I offered to step in New York because I had been training for 5 weeks and Joshua had been training for 10 weeks. So I'm like, man, I got enough time. He's feeling himself. You know, he beat Lucas Brown, beat Joseph Parker, 2 former champions, knocked out Chisora. So he said, I've been training and staying in shape. I've been training 5 weeks. He's been training 10 weeks. I know I'm familiar with him from the amateurs and the pro. I'll step in. He said he brought it up to Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn didn't want to know about it. Eddie Hearn changed the subject. So once again, why would Dillian Whyte have reason to lie? And he's connected to that side. He works with them. Barry Hearn just called him a slave, basically. You know, looked at him at least and made these slave contract, slave trade comments, and he defended it. He's still working with on the Oscar Rivas fight. He's still working with Matchroom. So what he got to lie on Eddie Hearn and AJ for? You could say, okay, he don't like AJ, but why would he say that, which refutes what Eddie Hearn's saying? Why are we talking about, bro? Old media's getting spanked. I'm telling y'all. Once again, like I've always maintained, how come Joshua didn't pick the 2 obvious choices for a next opponent outside of Wilder? We get it. Wilder's harder to make. Wow. Why didn't Luis Ortiz or Dillian Whyte, the seemingly most deserving options, why didn't they get the fight? If it wasn't going to be Wilder, if it wasn't going to be Fury, then damn it, it seems like the most suitable, rightful, deserving heavyweights with brands, with complicated styles to make it a good fight or whatever would be either Luis Ortiz or Dillian Whyte. They still pick Gerald Big Baby Miller off of some bogus DAZN kickoff press conference beef where Joshua's, it's mad, holding belts, and, you know, Gerald Miller pulled up. They want to do what they own. They want to do it their own way. They went with Gerald Miller because they know he's big. You know, he talks to the trash, and they thought they thought shit was the sweetest with him. That's what it was. I'm telling you, whether it's true or not, whether Gerald Miller could have beat him or not, they thought that was the path of least resistance. That's why. They didn't go after Wilder, who's a proven threat. They didn't go after Tyson Fury, who's very hard to beat and big, long range, rangy boxer, right? They didn't go after a guy who has on paper given AJ a loss in the amateurs, hurt him and stunned him in the pros, but he got knocked out in a, you know, kind of a war, who seems to be getting better. AJ got better, he got better, and that's Dillian Whyte. And Luis Ortiz, who's a southpaw. They could have gave him a full camp. They could have gave Dillian Whyte a full camp. They were negotiating with Dillian Whyte for April, right? And then he said they were lowballing him too. They picked Gerald Miller through all of that. Then he just told you when Gerald Miller, when he got wind that Gerald Miller wasn't going to be the opponent for AJ, he just told you, I offered to step in, and Eddie Hearn changed the subject. Y'all looking miserable. Y'all looking crazy out there. Y'all looking like the Boston Celtics right now. Y'all not fucking with us. Y'all can't fuck with new media. All these stories sound shaky. Shout out to Damian Foster, £2 super chat. And that's from the UK, I'm imagining. Old media is dead. Shout out to new media. Shout out to Damian. I'm telling you, we worldwide. It don't take rocket science. It don't matter if you're from the East Coast, West Coast, North, South, UK, Africa, Mexico. It don't matter. Truth is truth, real is real, and we speaking that golden gospel. Okay. Now I love competition. So now it's time to get your ass out of here. Otto Man. He says, why would AJ want a UK fighter who he has already KO'd be his first opponent for his US debut? Your idea should have been chosen, shows clearly why you are not a promoter. I'm so glad you tried to provide resistance and you think you're smarter than me. So everybody give him a clap for thinking he's smarter than me. Everybody give him some. Now you in the hot seat. Now we're going to see who's smarter. So that's fine. Everybody listen. He said, why would Anthony Joshua want a UK fighter? Bro, this is what I do for a living. I don't know why you thought shit was sweet, why you thought you could come at me like that, but it's all good. His standpoint is, why would AJ want a UK fighter he's already knocked out be his first opponent for his US debut? Well, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but guess what? Anthony Joshua actually had April 13th booked at Wembley, which is in the UK, which is in London, way before this US debut shit. And he could have fought the guy he already fought from the UK in the UK at the original date that him and Eddie Hearn had spent months bragging about before the Povetkin fight and after the Povetkin fight. So it didn't have to be a US debut. So that's one of the opponents. Luis Ortiz has a profile in America. So that's why he could fight him in New York, because Wilder fought him in New York, you know? So that makes sense, Luis Ortiz. But to answer your question, he had a UK venue and a UK date and all that, April 13th. So he could have, I'm saying he could have fought Dillian Whyte next, period. I didn't say he had to fight Dillian Whyte in America. And as far as why would he want him after Gerald Miller failed a drug test, because I know you're probably idiotic, so you're going to try to take it there. So beggars can't be choosers. Miller fucked up the event. You got to save the event. Now we cooking. What's your response? Okay. I told you this shit easy. This is what I do. I said, why didn't Joshua fight him next? I didn't say nothing about he should have fought him in America, except after Gerald Miller failed the drug test. We are talking about Whyte not being. See, didn't I just tell you he was going to go there? We are talking about Whyte not being offered replacing Big Baby when Big Baby failed. Bro, now you're trying to switch it. I just told you the answer to that. Bro, how did I just predict what he was going to say? I already told you. Beggars, in that situation, beggars can't be choosers. You have a brand new streaming app. You got to just fill the date with something that's going to be sellable to make AJ's, make a splash in America. So that's why you would pick a guy like, more people know Dillian Whyte than Andy Ruiz. Dillian Whyte's at least been active. Showtime picked up his last fight, so people in the U.S. got an opportunity to see it, and he had a sensational knockout. Andy Ruiz, that was a main event on Showtime, and it was on Sky Sports. Andy Ruiz, however, right? Andy Ruiz just fought on Danny Garcia's undercard. So you getting drilled, my guy. And before that, he had issues like getting released for Top Rank, so he wasn't super active. Here's another thing. AJ, even though he's fighting in America, his fans have to stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning to watch him. I'm sure they would rather stay up till 3 and 4 in the morning to watch him fight someone they know, like Dillian Whyte, as opposed to Andy Ruiz, who not everyone is familiar with. Oh my gosh, you getting bodied, my guy. You said Whyte said he wasn't made an offer after the drug fail. Whyte was offered a fight before the Miller fight, but he rejected it. Bro, you all over the place. What else you got to say? Bro, he said he was lowballed. That's why he didn't shake it. He said they were using him as a pawn to bait him and to sucker Gerald Miller into taking it. They were playing him off of Gerald Miller, saying, hey, Gerald Miller, you just don't get too greedy now because we'll just go with Dillian Whyte. So they were using him. What else you got? You getting fucked up in this hot seat, bro. These dudes getting bodied, bro. What else you got? You got one more response because you wasting time now. I chopped your whole argument up. Easy work. Shit, easy work. I answer everything you said. You ain't answering nothing. Ain't answering nothing that I said. But I answer everything you said. And this is my show. So what else you have? One more final statement before we sentence you to this death penalty, this death row shit. You will be out of here sooner than lowballed, but we have proof that he was not blowed by. He won't answer nothing, whatever. Bro, he could have fought Dillian Whyte in the UK, give the man whatever he want. Dillian Whyte was more deserving of a next opportunity, just like Luis King Kong Ortiz. Yet and still, Joshua didn't pick either of them, and he picked somebody who was coming off a Baghdad Dinu, whoever the fuck that is, performance in Kansas City, who would later fail a drug test. This is 100%, without doubt, inexplicitly, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn's fault, because they had no business picking Gerald Miller and trying to build up off some fake WWE hype and push and all this extra shit and take your mom to breakfast and all this dumb shit. That's what they were doing. They took the path of least resistance, and it came back to bite them, and it came back to hurt them. Gerald Miller, that's my guy, but we don't know how he would do versus anyone in the neighborhood of a Joshua fight. We've seen how Luis Ortiz will do in the neighborhood of a person as good as Joshua, because he fought the champion Deontay Wilder and gave him all he could handle. So we've seen him in there with someone like that, or a Brian Jennings who Klitschko couldn't stop Brian Jennings at the time, but Luis Ortiz did. So we've seen him at the high level. We've seen that Dillian Whyte can give AJ a tough fight. We've seen that Dillian Whyte can come back, a guy who gave him a domestic rival, who gave him a hard ass fight, and come back and knock him the fuck out. We've seen that he can do something that AJ couldn't do with his aggressive style against a former champion that AJ didn't do, and that was Joseph Parker. Dillian Whyte knocked down Joseph Parker twice. AJ had a boring fight with Joseph Parker and then made excuses after. AJ was like, oh yeah, I was in my head. I didn't get my hair cut, and I didn't, I was so worried about the Wilder fight that, I didn't let my hands go. No, you didn't look as good. Dillian Whyte legit hurt Joseph Parker. Legitimately hurt him. He was hurt himself in turn in the final round, but he legit hurt Joseph Parker. AJ, for all 6'6" of him, much bigger than Dillian Whyte even. He's bigger than him. He didn't hurt Joseph Parker. Styles make fights. Dillian Whyte comes to scrap. He's going out on his shield. His aggressive style was able to connect to Joseph Parker. So we know, like I've said from the beginning, see how I don't have to change nothing I said? Luis Ortiz and Dillian Whyte, if it wasn't going to be Wilder or Fury, were the most deserving. Most deserving. Melvin, what's up? Super Dave, what's up? Smash the like button since everyone wants to say hi to me. Smash the like button. We already been through this. My dude King Corleone, he says, you win perfect. And once again, here's the thing. This also fucks up old media's point. How come you want to, instead of pushing the date back to give Luis so first things first, you could have fought Luis Ortiz for the last 2.5 years. You could have fought Luis Ortiz initially instead of Gerald Miller. Things I've always said. You chose not to. Gerald Miller put you in a bind, obviously, failing drug test. You need a replacement. You don't want to push the date back. You want Luis Ortiz to have an illegitimate amount of time to prepare, and you want to throw money and make it a public issue to make it look like he's ducking you, even though you haven't fought him for 2.5, 3 years. We get it. We see what you're trying to do. That old media shit, right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. You didn't initially pick Luis Ortiz when you could have, right? You wanted him to have a short camp, right? Dillian Whyte just told you on that interview with Talk Sport that I had already been training for 5 weeks, 5 weeks less than Joshua, and I was ready to step in if they made me a solid offer. So why would you prefer, if you need an opponent, because Gerald Miller left you stranded, and a guy who's proven to give you a hard fight that is a more sellable fight for obvious reasons than Andy Ruiz even, and I don't even have a huge problem with the Andy Ruiz fight, but Dillian Whyte is more deserving, like I keep telling you, and his name is more known. He's been more active, and the UK probably wouldn't be as mad, because you guys have to understand this. The UK still has to pay pay-per-view for this. So if it was Dillian Whyte, I can see it's not ideal to put 2 British fighters for an American debut, but it at least justifies that pay-per-view in the UK. And that's where a lot of Joshua fans, I can imagine, reside. So I'm sure the UK would appreciate it. We'd rather see 2 of our own fight, in lieu of Gerald Miller, make it worth our while for Sky Sports box office, this pay-per-view. So we have to stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning because he's fighting America. Make it worth our while by putting in Dillian Whyte, somebody we know, right? Plus, he told you he was active. He just told you he was active. So you would that goes to show me yet again, Dillian Whyte just told you, I offered to step in on the phone with Eddie Hearn and he didn't want to hear nothing about it. So you would rather fight Luis Ortiz, not push the date back, under a false camp, like a shortened camp, because of you're in a bind, not give him any type of, cushion, and not meet his financial needs or his promoter or whoever's financial needs, right? But you could have also picked, before Andy Ruiz, Dillian Whyte, who was ready. But they don't want to put Joshua, what don't you guys understand? They don't want to put their cash cow in any compromising position. They want it to be their way. And that's not how life works. DAZN needs to get some big fights, and they need to give them pronto. So for me, I can understand, okay, I don't want to put 2 British fighters in New York per se, but you got to save the card, because this is part of the success with DAZN is riding on the big stars putting out big numbers. So you care more about, what you want than what the fans want, than what DAZN needs. That's what it looks like. And I can understand. It's probably because Eddie Hearn has deals with Sky Sports too, and Adam Smith or Adam Booth, whatever his dude's name is. You know what I'm saying? So he's riding for DAZN, but he also has his fallback plan at home with Sky Sports. So Dillian Whyte told you he was ready. and he had already been training. So why didn't we see Joshua? Two guys that should have been the initial pick, your third pick, or the other guy, Gerald Miller, he bombs out, fails drug test. You don't once again pick it. The end result is the two people, Ortiz and Whyte, don't get the shot. The two guys it should have been to begin with anyway, still don't get the fight. Come on, bro. I'm not stupid. I don't know what y'all thought this was. I am not stupid. I told you the same thing over and over. If it wasn't a champion level person like Tyson Fury or Wilder, it should have been Luis Ortiz and Dillian Whyte. Conveniently, when this mishap, this faux pas, this blunder, this blooper happens with Gerald Miller and the drug test, guess what? It still ends up not being the first two guys that it should have been from the beginning. Once again, they'd rather pick everyone else but those two people. They don't want to put Joshua in a compromising position. They don't want to have Joshua switch to a southpaw despite what they're telling. They don't want Joshua to postpone it and then, have a long camp and then give Luis Ortiz adequate time to prepare like a big fight is supposed to have. They don't want Dillian Whyte, who's already been training, more than Luis Ortiz, more than Andy Ruiz. They don't want him to have that. Why don't he just do like you have to do in the amateurs? Things like this come up, you just got to scrap through it. They don't want to put Joshua in that type of predicament where he might be at some type of disadvantage. You see how that works? So for the sake of boxing, they don't want Joshua to be at any type of disadvantage. But again, they have no problem with everybody else being under a disadvantage. Just like, that's the politics of boxing. Just like Canelo. He put big guys like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Rocky Fielding, and Danny Jacobs on rehydration clauses. Facts. He don't want those big guys to get bigger and put him at a disadvantage. That's what his team looked at it like. Nah, we protecting our investment. But he didn't put a rehydration clause on Amir Khan. You know why? Because Amir Khan was a 140-pounder who moved up to 47, didn't look particularly good in his last fight with Chris Algieri, was on a long layoff, and they knew Khan wasn't going to be bigger than Canelo. You know what I'm saying? They knew he wasn't going to be bigger. So that's why they didn't put no rehydration, because that would have actually hurt Canelo more than it helped him, because Canelo would have to keep his weight down and battle this fast Amir Khan guy at more of a leveraged, even weight, with more of a controlled weight. They don't want to control. They want to control Danny Jacobs' weight. They want to control Rocky Fielding's weight. They want to control Julio Cesar Chavez's weight, right? They want to make sure he don't balloon up and just come in all the way super comfortable. Even though Danny Jacobs was like, fuck it, and did his own thing anyway. You get what I'm saying? But they didn't put a rehydration clause on Amir Khan because they knew Canelo was going to be bigger, and they had no problem with Canelo being bigger than the small guy. They had no problem with Canelo being bigger than Shane Mosley. They had no problem with Canelo being bigger than Josecito Lopez. They had no problem with Canelo being bigger than 41-year-old Carlos Baldomir. So, you see, that's what happens in boxing. If it works for them, then they're going to ride it. If it's a strategic edge, same thing here with Joshua. Joshua don't care if Andy Ruiz got a 2-week camp. He ain't going to stop training. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to stop training to even the score. He's not going to push back the fight so Luis Ortiz has a full camp and still offer him the, $8 million, $9, $10 million or whatever Eddie Hearn's complaining about, because they don't want it to be fair. What don't you guys understand? It's very simple to see. It's very, very easy to see. You could easily say, man, Gerald Miller threw us for a loop. I really sincerely apologize to all the New Yorkers. Hopefully you could request another day off. We're canceling this day. Okay, here's an example. See, I'm telling you, I'm becoming legendary in this boxing game. This new media shit, this Ego Valley shit, this Ego's Army is becoming legendary. I swear to you, I promise to you. Alexander Usyk, he's not even the star that Joshua is, right? He get a bicep tear, an injury. What happens? They pull him off the card, and they say he gonna come back in probably August or September. So what's the difference between postponing Usyk's fight and postponing Joshua? The only difference is you would be postponing it for different reasons. Devin Haney's now stepped up and he's saving that date. Won't, right? Usyk is injured, so he's not fighting May 25th in Maryland, right? And his fight is postponed to August or September, right? So if Joshua, he didn't create the situation that Gerald Miller failed drug test. But why don't they postpone it to make sure it's done right? Make sure Andy Ruiz gets a full camp. Make sure Luis Ortiz gets a full camp. Make sure Dillian Whyte gets financially compensated in a full camp. Or make sure Luis Ortiz's team can all be on the same page. Because simply put, they don't want those advantages. They don't want it to be a quote-unquote fair fight in that. They don't care if Andy Ruiz has a week and a half to train. That's his fault. You want this opportunity, you come in how you come in. That's the reality of it. Because Usyk fight got postponed. Why can't they postpone it and then say, Luis Ortiz, we're offering you record-changing money. We'll give you a 10, 12-week camp. Push this shit back to the end of July. Get with your team. Get on the same page. Holler back at us. You have 2 weeks for your team to discuss the parameters and blah, blah, blah. And here's the rematch terms and blah, blah, blah. What's up? Let us know in the week and a half, 2 weeks. They don't want that. Like I said, Dillian Whyte just told you the game. He said he offered to step in and replace Gerald Miller. He didn't want to because Eddie Hearn would rather, use the UK and, keep putting Dillian Whyte on pay-per-view against Oscar Rivas because he's coming off of the Bryant Jennings, fill up 25,000 seats, make some money there. Not put Joshua the cash cow at a deficit with a guy who looks to be getting better, who last minute, that Dillian Whyte's a tough fight no matter what, especially last minute when you weren't prepared for him. But that's what I'm saying. You're not worried. You're not so worried about saving the event like you're making it out to be. D, listen. You guys have to, whoever this person is, they need to hit me up on Twitter with a URL, something I could just click and let them out of, this, because the block list is crazy. I'm not finna look through no crazy ass block list with 1,000 stands from yesterday to try to find this person. So if you vouching for them, they need to hit me up on Twitter or email with a copy and paste hyperlink where I could just click on it and free them and let them back in. If they don't listen, only for the people where if I know your name and I remember blocking you, you're not getting free. But for the ones my shooters are vouching for, like Ronald Finkley, he be vouching for some and saying, hey, blah, 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 blah. That's what they have to do. Because I'm not finna go through I got way too much stuff to do to be going through some crazy ass block list looking for one person. So if you really want to get unblocked that bad, then you got to meet me halfway. And that's how you meet me halfway. Send me the URL. Because I can't YouTube doesn't work like that. I've been on this platform for a while. The YouTube algorithm, if your name is Steve Thomas or something, Steve Tyler, I can't just always type Steve Tyler in the search box and then it pops up, because there might be 1,000 Steve Tylers and I don't know which one. I'm not going to go look through each Steve Tyler and Aerosmith trying to find which one is allegedly blocked. So you guys got to meet me halfway for the people. That's the only way. Or start another account like these other motherfuckers. And sometimes people have, I've tried it. I typed the direct name that they told me and nothing comes up. That's what happens sometimes. The algorithm, if you don't upload videos and stuff like that, it might not even pull you up as a search because it's not familiar with you. So that's what y'all have to do. DOG is a regular. I don't even know how he got blocked, to be honest. I don't even know who that is. But if y'all saying he's a regular, I just told y'all. It's an easy way to fix it. I'll look out for him. Send me that. I don't know who blocked him. I don't know what happened. I don't know the contact. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all act like I just blocked everybody. I don't even know who these people are, bro. Y'all be like, yeah, Billy Bob, he's cool. I don't even know who that is. I don't even have to pull the trigger anymore, bro. I don't know who that is. I don't know who blocked him. I didn't. Shout out to D. Cool. Then I'll look forward to him contacting me. Joshua's the A side. No matter who step in the fight, it would be a different story if he got injured. The matchroom would postpone. Nah, bro, you playing that game. So okay. So if it's a matter of DAZN really taking off and you're gonna really play some A side game when you're at a disposition, really. So if AJ needs to make a huge splash, you're really gonna tell me that your mindset would be to A side somebody as opposed to making the best fight? See, y'all are full of shit because you guys claim Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, oh, it's the best. The best need to fight the best, knowing the inherent dangers and, you know, the politics and the political landscape. And you guys always act like you're so about what's right for boxing. But now you're telling me that AJ is the A side, so everyone should just be at his mercy and just do what he says, even though he's in a bind. Stop it, bro. These dudes, I'm telling you guys, these dudes be faking. They always act like they care what's right for boxing, but then you gonna say some shit like that. Oh yeah, AJ's the A side. So everyone just got to bow down to AJ, even though he's the one that created this problem by even picking Gerald Miller when he shouldn't have been fighting Gerald Miller as his first option. And everyone got to just bow down. That's not, man, that new media, that's my comment, bro. That shit don't work. Shout out to Louisville. What's popping? We hitting them with that Louisville slugger. Bro, y'all doing this A-side, bro. Y'all taking this A-side shit to the head. Like Patron shots. Bro, but it doesn't matter. AJ's not the man you think he is in America. He's not no big draw like that. He should just be trying to fix his event. Period. He ain't no, they didn't even know his name when he was at the last year's finals. They were like, yeah, Anthony Johnson. What's your name, guy? AK? They didn't even know who he was, bro. He was eating a hot dog, looking all worried and shit, and like looking like a slave eating a hot dog, looking all paranoid and shit. They didn't even know who he was. So he's not the star. So you just have to fix the event. Gerald Miller left y'all, high and dry with his decision and, the findings and how it all played out. You telling me about some A-side shit. So you should be A-side when you just need to fix the event. You need to just, bro, good luck to DAZN. I'm just going to say it like that, because if that's the mentality, instead of like doing what's right by the fans who have to pay $20 a month or who are paying $100 a year, you're talking about some A-side shit, good luck. If that's the mentality, because in a situation, you just got to make it. See, and this is the thing. Joshua's not from here. Like Gervonta Tank Davis and Abner Matas, that shit got fucked up. But Tank still came out, tried to put on a show, came out to Michael Jackson, got celebrated for. He about to fight in July in Baltimore. And, he moves back on. This is where he's from. He's from America. So, people, he can bounce back from it. AJ is the one that was anti-fighting in America. And he's like, no, I want to fight in the UK, right? And he turned down $50 million. He has to make a splash. It's his debut. People paying $20 and $100 in America for DAZN, and you telling me, no, everybody has to be, his disposition is like everybody has to, give in to my demands and shit. That's cool under normal circumstance, but when you just have to fix your event, I feel like you have to fix it. Lennox Lewis, Vitaly, that's what I'm saying. That's not the boxing I know. Vitaly Klitschko was brought in for Lennox Lewis on 2 weeks' notice. You feel what I mean? It wasn't, Lennox Lewis could have been like, no, I'm the A side. He didn't do any of that and was in a war. He said he sent a super chat and he got blocked. I don't know what. He got blocked for sending a super chat. I blocked him for sending a super chat. I don't know about that. That old Russian gave AJ hell. Oh, Povetkin. Yeah, his nose was bleeding. But hey, if that's the success plan for DAZN. Oh, here's the thing too. I'm not gonna go to the Julian J. Rock Williams fight. I was gonna go, but I've already missed everything but the actual fight. Well, I'm not, because I'm clearly not going to make the weigh-in. So, I'd rather stay home, finish this remodel, and then just try to go to the Wilder fight. Oh, YouTube blocked him. I see. I don't know about that. They might have blocked him because they thought he was spamming or something. Because I think someone was complaining about that. But anyway, just an announcement. I'm not going to go to the Julian J. Rock Williams. I really want to go to it too, and I could swing it. But see, here's the other thing. Why I kind of decided not to is this week went by super fast for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck. I was going to try to go, and I just got hella shit to do. Then if I go, I'm not going to make the weigh-in, so I would just be going. I can make it by Saturday. I could be there for the actual fight. But then I would have to stay in a hotel for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and fly to New York for the Wilder shit the next week. I don't want to be gone like that, especially I'm so close to getting really organized. Like, I've been doing this. I just be chilling out like for excess days, because it doesn't make sense for me to be in DC and then fly all the way back home and then fly all the way back to New York for the Wilder shit. That's just too much. So then it would make more sense to just stay out there. But then that means I have to stay out for it and have nothing to do Sunday, Monday, probably Tuesday. I'm just not trying to do that. So I'll probably just go out to cover the Wilder shit. Wilder gets knocked out by AJ. That's what's up. They got to fight. Yeah, smash the like button. Y'all trying to front. Bud whipped J-Rock bad. What you mean? Bud? Crawford? What does that mean? Crawford whipped J-Rock? When did this happen? What are you talking about? Okay, block Efren, bro. I try to let you live. That's what's up. Just block Efren. I'm sick of seeing his name. You should have. Your name should have been refrained. You put an R in front of your name. It should have been refrained. You should have just refrained from leaving them comments. Bye. That's your new name. Refrain. Refrain from talking to old media like that, bro. Bars. We got bars. That's refrain. Refrain from fucking talking. We don't care what you talking about, bro. Bro, oh my God, new media is killing. But yeah, anyway, Eddie Hearn talking about Luis Ortiz can get next. All right, bro. Like, boxing is so funny, and y'all be gobbling some of this dumb shit up. Eddie Hearn saying Luis Ortiz can get next, but why couldn't he get next before Gerald Miller? Before Gerald Miller was ever decided, why couldn't he get next then? Eddie Hearn did interviews Lomachenko Corolla fight week, and he was talking about, oh yeah, or after that, he said, yeah, AJ, he'll destroy him in 3 rounds. If you felt that froggish, you should have leaped, and Gerald Miller should have never been the dude, and you should have just had AJ fight Luis Ortiz, both with the full regular camp, regular promotion, and then knock him out in 3 rounds. See, and then now you saying something. Okay, he just said a couple weeks ago that AJ will knock out Luis Ortiz in 3 rounds, right? Who heard that? So I got to make sure it ain't just me. Who heard Eddie Hearn say that Luis Ortiz would get knocked out by AJ in 3 rounds? Who heard that interview? Please tell me somebody heard it. If anybody literally, really, realistically, block Daddy Longstroke. I don't even feel comfortable saying that name, but block him. Who heard Eddie Hearn say that Luis Ortiz would get knocked out by AJ in 3 rounds? Okay, Rico heard it. Okay, Ronald Finkley heard it. Okay, cool, great. So 2 weeks ago at the Lomachenko Corolla fight, he said confidently, oh yeah, AJ would destroy him. That's why he didn't want the fight. He'll knock him out in 3 rounds. Now, May 8th, this is what he's saying.
Would that have been your first choice though if it could have been made?
That was AJ's first choice. I mean, look, it was never ideal. Like, I thought that was the fight. Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable with 3 weeks of Southpaw sparring, we'll do it.
Now you're saying, okay, so 2 weeks ago, you said he'll knock him out, easy work, 3 rounds. May 8th, now you're saying there was never an ideal situation, but AJ wanted to fight him, and Rob McCracken threw it on you and says, hey, if you feel comfortable putting him in with the southpaw with 3 weeks, then we'll do it. I thought he'll get knocked out. Why would Rob McCracken just listen to what people say? That's all you got to do. Why if you boasted, oh, AJ will knock him out in 3 rounds tops. He'll knock that old man out. Confidently, he said this. But May 8th, after that, you just now said, oh, Rob McCracken put it on you and said, oh yeah. Well, if you want to switch to a southpaw, then that's on you. That don't sound like the same energy. That's what, like Errol Spence say, and everybody say, keep that same energy. It's too you guys fall for this dumb shit. You guys fall for the same thing over and over and over again. He literally just said he would knock him out in 3 rounds. Now he's saying, hey, look.
Well, if he is, fucking congratulations, my friend. And also, I've just seen a pig fly across the forum. It was unbelievable. I'll tell you next week what Luis Ortiz was offered for that fight. And I better hope for Luis Ortiz's sake and his kids and their kids' sake that it's as much money that they're going to get for this supposed Deontay Wilder fight. And are you really telling me that you've already been offered and guaranteed the Deontay Wilder fight, yet this man and their team are talking about, oh, Joshua doesn't want the undisputed fight, and you've set up 2 fights for Deontay Wilder already after the Dominic Brazil fight? That's how serious they are about the Anthony Joshua fight.
Is Luis Ortiz the boogeyman or...
Is he the boogeyman? Joshua would destroy Luis Ortiz. 3 rounds, no problem.
Hey, this new media shit, this shit like Dateline and shit. He just said it. He said, is Luis Ortiz the boogeyman? He said, I don't think Joshua will destroy him in 3 rounds, tops. No problem. But now you saying, oh, Rob McCracken said, oh, if you want to switch to it. Come on, bro. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear the 3 round shit? He just said he'll destroy him 3 rounds.
3 rounds, no problem. 3 rounds, no problem. 3 rounds, no problem. Boogeyman, Joshua would destroy Luis Ortiz. Boogeyman, Joshua, about the Anthony Joshua.
The boogeyman or...
Is he the boogeyman? Joshua would destroy Luis Ortiz. 3 rounds, no problem.
3 rounds, no problem. Then yesterday,
Now, have hundreds of thousands for the... I mean, look, it was never ideal.
never
I
ideal.
thought that was the fight. Rob McCracken said, if you want him, if you feel comfortable with 3 weeks of southpaw sparring, we'll do it.
Okay, you just said he'll destroy him in 3 rounds. Now you're saying Joshua's own trainer is saying, hey, if you feel comfortable. Why is it about comfort if Joshua destroys him in 3 rounds? Y'all look like dog shit right now. Old media, hang it up. You look crazy. He literally just said a couple weeks ago at the Lomachenko, Joshua will destroy him 3 rounds tops. Is he the boogeyman? Joshua, all boastfully. Then yesterday, when he's calmed down, now he's saying, oh yeah, it was never ideal. You know, Rob McCracken says if you feel comfortable putting him in there with the southpaw with 3 weeks, training time with the southpaw, switching gears like that. Now it's if you feel comfortable. What happened to all this? He'll get destroyed tops. Come on, bro. And y'all expect me to believe that. That's 2 different energy. He'll destroy. Like, notice Errol Spence, because I like Errol Spence's energy. Errol Spence, what he says, like he really be saying, like the stuff he was saying behind the scenes about Keith Thurman, like Keith don't want no smoke, man. Now when they had that Fox press conference, he was saying he said he ain't trying to fight me. He'll say he coming back, then he get injured again. He was saying the same type of shit, that Texas shit. Wilder at the press conference when he was talking about Dominic Brazil, I was there. He was talking about Mortal Kombat, and I can't wait to see him, meet the higher power and all this shit. He just did a conference call yesterday. He's saying the same thing. Oh my God, I want to see his body twitch on the ground. He just posted on the social media. I can't wait. I had a great camp. I can't wait to delete him. That's keeping the same energy. The whole promotion, Wilder has talked about Dominic Brazil like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you twitch on the ground. I'm trying to have that Mortal Kombat cheat code. I want your head to fall off. Like Wilder's talking crazy, but he kept talking crazy throughout the whole thing. He just put on his social media, I can't wait to delete him. I will delete you. That's keeping the same energy, bro. Eddie Hearn just said 3 weeks ago, oh, Joshua will destroy him. 3 rounds tops. Is he the boogeyman? But then now he's saying, oh, yeah, Rob McCracken, he told me if you want to switch to a southpaw, if you feel comfortable with that. Come on, that's not even the same thing, bro. Now King Corleone, he's not even making it fair. He said he went from he'll destroy him in 3 rounds to why don't you guys train and fight him? Joshua sure enough did tell people to train and fight Wilder. You fucking fight Wilder. You fight that Alabama motherfucker. Hold on, I gotta find my phone. I'm gonna show you what Wilder said. That's precisely why people say keep that same energy. Look, Wilder, he said he just finished training camp. Look, last day of an amazing camp. I'm about to delete this fool. Bomb squad. That's keeping the same energy, folks. That's the same type of shit he was saying at the press conference. I'm about to delete this fool. Bro, it don't, listen, Wilder hood, bro. It don't get no much more simpler than that. We all know what that means, bro. See, that's consistency, people. What I do on my channel, what Wilder did, he said, Mortal Kombat cheat code, I want your head off your body. Then at the conference call that they just had, he said, I want to see your body shivering. I want to see you hit the ground like James Brown. I'm so flush. He's talking the same shit. Then he got on social media. I'm about to delete this fool. That's not what Eddie Hearn and AJ have done historically. That is not. It's just simply not. Something else I noticed about AJ, he don't even keep the same energy with the way Gerald Miller, he didn't treat Gerald Miller the same way he bossed up on Dominic Brazil. He's like, you talk to me like you're going to do something to me. He was talking, he like kind of bossed up. But when Miller was pushing him and shit, he tried to, he was passive aggressive with it. Sometimes he would kind of shut the fuck up. Sometimes he would be like that, but sometimes he would just get pushed and allow it. You know what I'm saying? Wilder, who the fuck just pushed Wilder? Name someone who pushed Wilder. Put their hands on Wilder. And if they did do it, then you know what the react. You can already imagine how Wilder would act, bro. Can anyone picture someone pushing Wilder and him not? Oh my God! Oh my! I'm trying to say, you better pray for him. I will baptize. You already know if he can't reach you and if he's not screaming at you for doing it, or if he can't grab you or like try to push you back or something, then he's going to be talking crazy at the very least. Joshua, at best, with Gerald Miller was hit or miss, but then he bossed up. He said Spilka before he got his neck, bro. Hey, Spilka is real life tripping. He said that Wilder don't hit that hard. And I'm like, bro, Wilder must have separated you from your senses. You can't say he don't hit. I don't have to. You know how they say, oh, you're not the boxer. I don't care. I don't have to be a boxer to know what I seen, bro. Wilder, he laid you to rest, bro. Look, that look like paramedics scenes and shit, bro. You can't tell me he hit hard and they over you like this. That's like Jay-Z. Left them paramedics previous soft on him. What's your name? Who shot your mob ties like Sinatra? Peruvians tried to do me in. I ain't paid them yet. Bro, Deontay Wilder left them paramedics breathing soft on him. That's that Jay-Z bar, bro. Left them paramedics breathing soft on him. What's your name? Who shot your mob ties like Sinatra? Peruvians, bro. I told you, when your legs cross, it's a wrap. Nonito Donaire did that to that Stephen Young. When your legs, that means you getting all the way comfy. You know, when your legs cross, you all the way comfy. You know, you at your most peaceful, tranquil state that you can be in. You in REM sleep. When your legs cross, bro, that's serious. Look, he talking about Wilder don't hit hard. That motherfucker look like Passion of Christ. What you talking about, bro? He ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3. Bro, how can you say Wilder don't hit hard and that's the result? You doing the wave and shit from stadium games. You look like you on a roller coaster. It fell asleep off that Smirnoff. Hell nah, bro. I'm just saying, like, I'm not even trying to, you know, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody like that, but it's not even a disrespect. You disrespecting the game by saying, look, you saying Wilder don't hit hard, and this is you. They put a neck brace on. They didn't even take your gloves off and just put you. Look, come on, bro. You talking about he don't hit hard, man. We need to put you on Maury Povich. The lie detector test determined that was a lie. Look. He hit him with that Jamie Foxx club punch. He in the ground. I'm in the car. Look at Wilder. I told y'all. He on the ground. Look at that shit, bro. He on the ground. I'm in the car. He on the ground trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Look. Wilder running like the bagel bites is ready and shit. like Ma just made some bagel bites and you on the ground like, hell no, bro. You can't say that man don't have no power when he did that to you. That's just like foolish. I mean, you seen Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is big, bro. I seen him. I was right next to him. He big. And Wilder did the same thing. Yeah, if they got a picture of you like this, you can't say he don't have no power, bro. That motherfucker doing yoga. Tell the truth. Yeah, bro. Look at Cuz in the back. Look. In Moby, you could get smacked by Obi. You 36-year-old bald headed blow me. You don't know me. You're too old. Let go. It's over. Nobody listen. Look at Moby. You could get, bro. Look at his face. Look at everyone's face, bro. That's how I know he has power, because the facial expressions in the crowd. Look. And Moby, you could get stomped by Obi. You 36-year-old bald headed. You don't know me. You're too old. Let go. It's over. Nobody listens to techno. Look. The faces tell me he has power. Look at it. Oh, my God. Oh, look at all these. Look, the women, children. Yeah, look, he trying to play. Oh, shit. Glad it wasn't me. Them faces in the crowd let me know everything. Bro, they got a photographer like, damn. Look, a professional photographer, look at him. He has a camera in his hand. He got a credential and it's like, God damn, you got fucked up. Bro, when the photographer is like, look, I think that's my friend Trap. But look, he ain't even taking pictures. He's like, God damn, you got slapped. Bro, when you can't tell me that motherfucker don't have no power. The photographer ain't even doing his job to look at it. He ain't his aperture. He got his lens cap on and shit. The aperture closed. Hey, bro, that motherfucker on the wrong f-stop and shit. Hell no. You can't tell me he don't have power. The photographer is like, damn, God, bro. Oh my God. Look, I love crowd pictures. Hold on, I gotta zoom in on that so y'all can see. Bro, this is crazy. Yeah, don't ever say he don't have no power, bro. Cause that's just foolish. He said Obi Trice, real name, no gimmicks. Kid Corleone, I hate you. Look. Do y'all see how he's posed with his hand like that? Bro, that's how he was posed. Damn. The photographer might be my favorite. Look, damn. The photographer ain't even getting his shot, bro. That's sad, bro. The motherfucker he just flabbergasted. Hey, Block Niz, he talking about giving Wilder a BJ. We don't condone all that weirdo talk. Block Niz. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. These dudes have some weird fetishes. I swear to you. Oh yeah, give Wilder a BJ. What? Like, how would boxing talk ever even get there? Like, I've debated people over Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd. I've debated people on who would win Mike Tyson versus David Tua, Tyson versus Ali. And I've never been like, yeah, Tyson would do this, or Muhammad Ali would do this, and then been like, yeah, suck Tyson's dick. You're gonna suck that Iron Mike dick. Like, how do y'all even try to take boxing there? Really weird. Give Wilder a BJ, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's some old kid shit, bro. That's weird. That shows me what's on your mind. Jamie, let me. Like, these dudes is sick in the head, bro. Like, because the conversation, like, we go from arguing about who wins a fight, and you talking about, like, fellatio, hot jalapeno mouth. Like, you talking about some old different shit. You talking about fellatio. Like, that's really weird. So anyway, back to AJ and this Ortiz shit. We'll see if, first of all, I think to be honest, I think the Andy Ruiz fight is going to be tougher than a lot of people are expecting. I really believe it's going to be tougher than a lot of people think. But he still has to get past him. But if he does, let's see if Luis Ortiz with a full camp. Let's see if okay, bro. And here's the thing. If Luis Ortiz, you can offer Eddie Hearn and Joshua, it's making it worse. I just thought of something else. Here, check this out. I just thought about, oh my God. See, this is why y'all just stop. Old media, I know y'all dying, but just stay in your little caves and your little dwellings, your little sewers and shit. Because if y'all want to hear this heat, I just thought of an incredible point. I just thought of an incredible point. If y'all want to hear it, can I get a hell yeah? I told you, we just too sharp right now. It's just, I feel like Mayweather. We in our prime. If y'all want to hear this point and tell me if it makes sense, can I get a hell yeah? All right, check it. I just thought of something. How the fuck are you offering, what is the amount he said he offered Luis Ortiz? 8 million? 8 million? Is that what we're talking? Somebody tell me. So how much did he offer Luis Ortiz? What are we going off? What number did he offer him? So I just want to make sure my example was on point. How much millions did he offer Luis Ortiz? What's the number you guys heard? 8 million. Okay, because that's what I heard. 7, 8 million, something like that, right? 7 million pounds. Okay, cool. So we'll just say 8 million. We all heard between 5 to 8 million, or 5, and then he switched it to 8 or whatever. 7, 8. So we'll say 8. Luis Ortiz lost to Deontay Wilder. Fact. In New York. How the fuck last year Eddie Hearn was doing interviews saying he's good with numbers, and he says he doesn't know how much the fight will generate with AJ, and he's good with numbers and he's rarely off. He said Wilder, the first offer he made to Wilder was 12.5 million. I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but that is under 5 million difference from what you were offering Luis Ortiz. Explain that to me. You're offering $8 million to Luis Ortiz, whom doesn't have a belt, who lost to Deontay Wilder, and you were willing to fight him in America, and this was last minute, but you just offered Wilder $12.5 million and said you're good with numbers. That's like $4.5 million difference. How in the fuck would Luis Ortiz get $8 million and you said Wilder was worth $12.5 million even back then? Even back then, like, I get it, he fought Tyson Fury, but you said he was only worth $12.5 million, and you tell me that Joshua's been wanting to fight Wilder. How the fuck would Luis Ortiz, who lost to Wilder, has no belt, on late notice, be worth $8 million, but Wilder was only offered? It doesn't, listen, I don't care if it's 7 or 8. That's still $4 or $5 million difference. How is Luis Ortiz worth 7 or 8 million, whatever you said you offered him, but Wilder was only offered 12.5 million flat, and y'all idiots told Wilder to take that last year for Wilder Joshua undisputed unification bout? So Wilder's only, even at that point, only worth $4.5 million more than Luis Ortiz. Come on, bro. That's why it's looking shaky. Then AJ gets offered $50 million. They claim that they didn't get. See, here's another point. I'm destroying the arguments. They claim the 50. Listen. They claim the 50 million wasn't real. Okay, Christopher Clark says your facts are so wrong. Get your facts right. But you spelled right like the Wright brothers. You can't even spell the word right, and you talking about who's getting it wrong and right. That's a problem, bro. You don't even know how to spell the word right. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's doing, talking about. Get his illiterate ass. This motherfucker giving me a headache trying to even read what the fuck he's putting. The motherfucker talking about the Wright brothers, planes and shit. Get him out of my fucking face. I don't care. Christopher Clark, whatever the fuck your name is. You're right. WRIGAT. Motherfucker's a playwright or some shit. Get him out of here. I don't care what you talking about. Learn how to spell. You know, take some classes. Get a GED. I'm too smart for this shit. This dude, you don't know what you're doing, think, thought, what? Like, I can't, give me a headache even reading this dumb shit. Anyway, yeah, you know, you right, right. You're not even talking right. You're right. What the fuck is right, motherfucker? You know, you need to learn how to write, motherfucker. Oh my God, bars. You need to know how to write. Get it right? These motherfuckers, I'm too witty, bro. I'm just too good for this YouTube shit, bro. I'm on some Floyd Mayweather shit, motherfucker. You need to write. You right. Get your stupid ass out of here. Anyway, they always try to distract when I'm making these killer points. So, right. Shut your stupid ass up. You don't know you right. You don't know what you do, you right. Anyway, so Luis Ortiz is worth $7 to $8 million on late notice, but Wilder was only worth $12.5 million. That was the initial offer. Here's the other point. I don't even know if I made this point, but let me drop it on y'all. We making too much sense. It's okay. AJ's side claims the $50 million wasn't real, right? Who's heard that from? I'm not saying it's true. Wilder offered $50 million. His side offered $50 million. AJ lunatics and, you know, the AJ annoyeds, or what do we call an AJ fan? I don't even know what y'all call them. But anyway, AJ and Hearn, they try to insinuate in the fans that the $50 million was not real, right? Who heard from the AJ lunatics, the man fans, that the $50 million isn't real? That's their argument, right? I got it. Right? Who heard this, right? Y'all getting body. I told y'all don't want this work. Who heard that? Who heard that the $50 million isn't real? That's their argument. He said, right? I don't even like saying the word because this other dude. Okay, so you guys heard the $50 million isn't real. That's the argument they're using. Y'all getting bodied, bro. All right, peep this. The $50 million wasn't real. Why would you counter? Why would you have an improved offer to some shit that wasn't even real to begin with? You offered the man $12.5 million. They offered you $50 million. You're claiming no proof of funds, right? And, you know, you're claiming that the $50 million rate is not real. Then why would you improve your offer if what they offered you wasn't real? Why, like that? See, that's in the form, like, let's say we go to an auction and we're trying to buy, who care, a Corvette or some shit. And the auction is like $70,000 for this Stingray. $70,000. And then I have a false bid or some shit that I'm not really trying to bid, and I'm like 75, and it's not a real bid, then guess what? That doesn't count. It's like null and void. So why would you improve an offer and counter an offer to something that wasn't even true? Like, why didn't you just leave them at $12.5 million if their money was funny and it wasn't real? See, none of this shit makes sense, and they know it. Barry Hearn admitted it was real. I know it was real, but I'm just saying, using their own arguments, that's why, bro, we killing them. They say it's not real, but Floyd Mayweather got $100 million guaranteed checks. You don't think Al Heyman could get his hands on $50 million? They said Canelo got $35 million. So you don't think, you know, it's out of the question for Joshua to have been guaranteed $50 million for a much bigger fight than Canelo versus Jacobs and Fielding and all that? These dudes is getting filleted. This is crazy. This is insane. Why would you even improve your offer to some shit that wasn't real? That's why Joshua's profile took a hit. The only people who are backing this is mostly the UK and a couple lunatics and coons and shit. The coons is like, huh? AJ didn't do nothing. Barry Hearn had every right to call us slaves. Why? Why are you offended over a slave contract? You just gotta know back in the day. Back in the day, that was Barry Hearn's day. That was Barry Hearn's day. It wasn't our day. It was Barry Hearn's day. He had every right to call us a slave. He should have called us all slaves. Because that's all that's all we was. We was some slaves. And I heard him call me a slave. And I moseyed on into the kitchen. I just moseyed into the kitchen like I didn't hear nothing. Because he called me a slave. I proceeded to make him dinner. I had to make him some din. Because I knew in my heart of all heart, I was a slave. I made him ham hock. And chitlin', ooh. He said, this show am good. I ain't never had chitlins. I ain't never had greens and ham hocks before. And for dessert, we had watermelon. I know y'all like some watermelon. And we kept the seeds in. He was spitting seeds. And child, he was spitting seeds everywhere. He liked it. I made him sweet potato pie. Ooh, that sweet potato pie was good. And it wasn't pumpkin pie. There's a difference. There's a difference between sweet potato. That I put some tender loving care into them yams. There was some yams there. With some cranberry sauce. I put some bacon on the salad. I made him a salad. Then I put bacon on this like a good slave. And I said, AJ, I know you got a couple more fights for slave room. Don't go listening to no Harriet Tubman. She ain't nothing but trouble. Her and the Underground Railroad. She gonna get us all caught. We all gonna get caught. You better listen to Barry Hearns. We also get caught. Fucking with Harriet. I mind my own business. Just wash the dishes. Put a little palm olive on the dishes. I put that palm olive on the dishes. I use a little bit of palm olive on the dishes. Living life. Master know you reading. He gonna get you. You reading dictionaries. You trying to get smart. Don't let him find you reading that book. Palm olive on the dishes. Like, shut your... These coons, bro. This shit crazy, dog. They be like real life cool. I put the palm olive on the dishes. Like they be happy, bro. I'm not outside with the cotton. I get to wash the dishes. Palm olive on the dishes. Like these dudes be happy and shit, bro. But I guess not all of us are built the same. When you're your own boss, you could just do boss shit. You know, these dudes trying to go along with everything, bro. They just trying to go, that 50 million wasn't real. You know it wasn't real. That wasn't no real money, child. That was some fake money. They think these fighters are stupid. You know, like, that's why I like Lil Wayne. I'm not trying to start no beef, but they said Birdman was getting him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Wayne was getting smart. Like, yo, I saw all these records. I'm not really I'm a millionaire, but y'all driving nicer whips than me, and I'm the one with the #1 album. And then they said every time Wayne would get mad, Birdman would buy him something, like buy him a nice wet like Ferrari or some shit. And then he kind of forget about it because he got like a dope Ferrari. So, you know, Birdman and Slim was basically, rumor has it, you know, just giving him money and like an allowance basically, and really had this $1 billion company damn near. And they was just giving him portions of it, not what he was owed.
This the real deal. This the real deal. This the real deal. Easy work.
Shout out to you, TC the Crisis. I thought I was watching the replay and tried to rewind the last 5 minutes. Nah, this is live in living color. How you living? What? How you living? What? So yeah, they said that Birdman was like basically like, you know, every time Wayne would start, you know, questioning like, where's the rest of my fucking money? He would just buy him a whip, or, you know, give him an advance, or give him some money and buy him a mansion, or, oh, take this Miami house. You know, that's pimping. And that's what happens with a lot of fighters. Like, even like, I don't know everything to their deal, but like Demetrius Andrade, he not getting Golovkin, but they putting him, he get a hometown fight in Rhode Island. So that's what they're using, you know. Oh, he getting a couple mil, you know, or whatever they're giving him, and he get a hometown fight. And they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. But guess what? The Charlo's getting paid and getting a hometown fight and getting a lot of exposure, you know, and one's getting a chance at his belt back in Vegas. The other one's getting a Houston fight. And they've been more active, and they have their own promotion, so they might be getting some more money on the back end and shit like that. And see, these people are so stupid in the comment section, and they really try to go heads up with new media, but they can't. People keep talking about, oh, what's Errol Spence's biggest paycheck and Wilder's biggest paycheck? But they dumbasses don't know that Deontay Wilder has his own promotional company. They dumbasses don't know that Errol Spence and Charlos and Jared Hurd all have their own promotional companies. So we don't know on the undercard, they could have fighters fighting, you know, and they could be getting some money off of that. They might be getting some more money. They're just talking about the Nevada State Athletic Commission or California State Athletic Commission, what it's showing that they're getting. You know what I'm saying? But all these guys have promotional companies, so they might be getting incentivized some kind of way through that, you know, man down promotions. So the Mikey Garcia, on top of the back end, on top of his Texas, you know, State Athletic Commission purse, whatever was disclosed to them, he could be getting additional monies or incentivized or whatever. You don't know. That was Fox's first pay-per-view. So, you know, he might have been able to get a good deal for ushering that in, you know, get a good healthy percent. You just don't know. But these dudes keep talking about other people's money, like Luis Ortiz. Eddie Hearn's like, oh, that's 8 times his biggest purse. To your knowledge, that is, but you don't know all of his situation. You get what I'm saying? That Wilder versus Luis Ortiz had nothing to do with Matchroom, nothing to do with Slave Room. So, how you know what his deal was other than what was disclosed? Same thing, Conor McGregor. He got that proper 12 shit, and it was all over the mat and shit in the octagon. The Nevada State Athletic Commission, when he's fighting Khabib Nurmagomedov, that's not going to show how much he's getting off that proper 12 shit. So you could be like, oh, Conor, he only made $1.8 million for Khabib. But what about that proper 12 shit? You know, what about that? How much does he get? We don't know those types of things, especially when it ain't none of your business and it ain't your fight. You're not privy to all that information. That's why we just go off of what we know and what we see and what's reported about, blah, blah, blah. That's like y'all don't even know how much I get on YouTube, let alone when I do affiliate marketing, let alone Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know what I do in my personal life. You know, if I film music videos or, you know, do consultations for YouTube. Y'all don't know none of that. You don't know the diversifying that people do. And that's simple business. They said Warren Buffett. I watched the Jack Ma's and Elon Musk and Warren Buffett's and Jeff Bezos and stuff. And I read up, you know, Richard Branson, 50 Cent, Diddy, Jay-Z, people, moguls, people who are affluent and wealthy. And Warren Buffett tells you all the time, you have to have 7 to 10 or so different revenue streams. So that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know everybody's personal circle. You know what the fuck it says on a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact, I don't know the money, but I know because I met a lot of Errol Spence's people directly. He has a team of people that he like grew up with, and they were selling his merchandise under his imprint, shirts, hats, stuff like that. So he was getting cuts of that, or it's his business. I don't know how much he sold on 50,000 fans. How the fuck? How I know how many shirts he have and hats and shit? That's what I'm saying. So there's more than one way. Danny Garcia got a barber shop. Other people have property and invest, and you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know everybody's shit. So people like Eddie Hearn and Slave Room and Barry Hearn, they keep trying to play the numbers game to the public and just go off of what's being reported and sources and, what the Nevada State Athletic Commission and all that is. And you really don't know all the ins and outs and details of people's contracts, especially when it's not, you have no affiliation to it. You know what I'm saying? So, Eddie Hearn, oh yeah, he's always talking about 7 to 8 times more than what the person's ever made and all that. Errol sells the hell out of his merchandise, even at the Box Fan Expo. That's what I'm saying. You don't know, and you don't know those types of things. So you just look. See, that's what I'm saying. They're mad because fighters, especially this is why Al Heyman, aside from him being black, this is why he gets a lot of hate because Al Heyman is telling people the game. Like, he's getting these fighters paid. So they I don't know everyone's situation, but Eddie Hearn, he just said he's trying to create this sob story, right? Just listen. He's trying to create this sob story like, oh, I don't know who's advising them to do this and that, but he's robbing the fighters and he's robbing. Just listen. I'm gonna shut up and let y'all hear it.
We made them an offer, 6 million. They turned it down. We made them another offer,
Listen.
7 million. This is probably 8 times what he got offered for the Deontay Wilder fight. He still turned it down, and it shows you everything you need to know. Like, who is turning that down? Is it Ortiz? Is it a manager? Is it an advisor? Is it a promoter? Is it a network? But people are starving these fighters of opportunities to change their life, and it's sad. So listen, if Ortiz wants to go next, he can have it next. But I think a lot of the problem with these fighters is they're told what to do, whereas they should be the ones coming out and saying, I'm taking it. Sorry, I'm taking it. $7 million. Like, my life's complete, my kid's life's complete, their kid's life's complete, and I believe I can beat AJ. But either they don't believe they can beat AJ, or someone's telling them not to take the fight.
So anyway, he's trying to pander to the people like, hey, you make a good point. That's 8 times more than his paycheck. But you don't know everybody's personal situation. You don't, because I'm not the smartest brother in the world. And see, this is why I don't believe what Eddie Hearn is saying here. How the fuck the bottom line is this. Al Heyman's moving strategic. They haven't found a way to intercept Al Heyman. Al Heyman's moving strategic, and he's giving up who he wants to give up. Jesse Vargas was advised by Al Heyman, right? Brandon Rios had moved over to Al Heyman. Andy Ruiz. So how does Eddie Hearn, Danny Jacobs? So how is Eddie Hearn trying to act like people are being starved out of opportunities, but Al Heyman has given you some of his people, right? Eddie Hearn ain't gave none of his people up to another network. So it's laughable. He's saying people are being starved of opportunities. How the fuck is Joshua fighting Andy Ruiz then? You're mad because he didn't give you the guy you wanted to save your event, because I guess they had other plans with him, and if he couldn't get more money out of you, then he wasn't going to go over there. That's what the reality is. This is a temper tantrum because he gave you a person. That still helps your event, because If it anybody that Matchroom has would have been 100 times worse unless it was Dillian Whyte, which he said he never was offered the fight, so it wasn't going to be him, right? If it was Joshua, Michael Hunter, or even Don King's Trevor Bryan, those fights wouldn't have been even looked at like the Andy Ruiz fight. So they're mad because they're not getting, just like Spence in Top Rank. Bob Arum's mad because he don't have no one for Crawford, right? And they want Spence because they won a big fight, and they got their own plans for Spence. That's what this is about. I'm telling you. That's what this whole shit is about. You're mad you can't get your way. You're mad you're not getting your way. You're not getting who you want when you want them. He said, the Hearns are starting to look desperate because they don't understand U.S. fighters and the boxing market here. And the thing is, like, everyone keeps coming for Al Heyman in that regard, but guess what? Al Heyman has actually given up people. Danny Jacobs is an Al Heyman advised fighter working with Eddie Hearns, who just fought on DAZN against Canelo and probably got one of his biggest purses, if not his biggest purse. You know what I'm saying? And he was sent over to HBO and he fought Golovkin. Eddie Hearn and Top Rank, they're not sending their people like that, like they're big people. Danny Jacobs would have he would be able to fight Charlo on PBC. That would be a big fight. That could be a big fight. Hearn might move up to 160. Jacobs and Hearn, right? That could be a big. So PBC could clearly use Danny Jacobs, but they allowed him to further his career. But Eddie Hearn's trying to make this sob story like, oh yeah, they're promoters and advisors. They're not, they're starving their fighters. Then why isn't Danny Jacobs starved? Why isn't Andy Ruiz starved? Why isn't Amir Khan starved? He got an opportunity to fight Canelo and get knocked out. So it's a matter of, in my opinion, Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum and shit and Golden Boy, they're mad because they don't have access to who they want when they want out of the Al Heyman stable. He playing chess, not checkers, exactly. He giving them who he wants to give them. That's what this is about. Because if you were starving fighters, they obviously have a plan for Luis Ortiz. It's none of your business if they feel they have a better. He's like, oh, Luis Ortiz better be making more money. But Luis Ortiz, that's his business. That's not your fighter. That's what I'm saying. People try to interject themselves into other people's business. That's one of the main things that's wrong. Everybody gotta, like, you see these haters come on my page and they be like, oh, ego's broke, ego's this and this. You complaining about my money and I'm not complaining about my money. That's a problem. Have you guys seen people say, oh, ego sucks, ego's broke? Okay. So how's it that you have more of a problem with my finances than me? I'm not complaining about my money. You complaining about it. So what does that really tell you? Just really answer that. Why would somebody come to you and come into my comment section in front of you, and I know you guys have seen it, and say ego's fucking broke and he's a panhandler and he sucks and he don't have no money? But I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying, man, hey guys, couldn't pay my lights and I'm so broke. I'm strapped for cash and I need to get a spare tire. I'm not saying that. So why would you be more concerned with my money than me? Exactly. Clout chasing, envy, jealousy, because you fucking lying. That doesn't even make sense that you would be more concerned with my finances than me. My shit paid. I'm good. I'm about to pay off my car. I could pay it off right now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to I got some trips and stuff. But it's getting dangerously close. I could refinance. I should refinance too. I'm probably spending more money than I need to be. But that's how it's not. People aren't being transparent, because there's no reason you should be more concerned and then the person involved ain't concerned. Modesty, I feel you. No, that's a good. I'm always up for good ideas and constructive criticism. You're right. You know, because we just getting bigger. But my thing is, like, I got some stuff. I got some shit in the woodworks. You know what I'm saying? And my thing as a person, and this is to a fault maybe, but I like my shit to hit. When I drop, I want to really drop. Like, I'm working on shit behind the scenes. When I drop, I really want to drop. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what it is. So instead of just winging it and stuff like that, I just want to come all the way correct. But yeah, I mean, I feel you. That's definitely a good suggestion. But yeah, man, Eddie Hearn seems more concerned. Hold on. Like, how is Eddie Hearn so concerned with fighters that aren't even his? You know what I'm saying? It's not. It doesn't sound believable, and y'all know this. You're so concerned with Luis. Listen, here, answer this for me. You're so concerned with the livelihood of Luis Ortiz. Oh, yeah, people are telling him not to take the money, and they're starving these fighters. Why would they do that? You know, this big ass sob story, right? But you could have fought Luis Ortiz before Gerald Miller. So if you really wanted to give him the lottery ticket, you know, the Willy Wonka golden ticket, then you could have selected him and changed his life that way. Gave him a full camp and changed the man's life. Whatever you offered him, offered under the regular normal terms of a big fight, like Canelo Jacobs. Jacobs didn't have 5 weeks to prepare, 6 weeks to prepare. He had the full time to prepare, get ready for Canelo. He knew who he was fighting. They had in place, you know, rematch terms and rehydration clauses and VADA. They had all that worked out. So you care so much about the livelihood. That's why I don't believe it. You care so much about the livelihood of Luis Ortiz and different people. Why would he, you know, why? Why would he not take it? Why didn't you offer it to begin with? If you want to just change the man's life, you could have changed it from the jump. But now all of a sudden, that's Eddie Hearn pandering to the crowd. And some of y'all play dumb and expect us to be dumb and manipulated like we don't see it. Like, if I get up and I want to do something good, I want to do that out of the kindness of my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no stipulations. Like, and see, this is what's wrong with men in general. I'm going to tell y'all, this is some game for y'all that date. Y'all got to stop approaching females and buying them things expecting something in return. Don't do that. Don't buy a chick something and then hold it over their head. Women don't like that. So don't buy them a lavish gift and then you have no fucking game, so you don't get to first, second, third base, and you can't smash, and then you mad, and, you know, want to be an Indian giver, or you mad. People don't want that. People don't like that. Nobody want no gift, and you gonna hold it over their head when things don't suit you. You feel what I'm saying? All you beta males, y'all gotta get stronger with that. Don't buy no fucking female no gift and dangle it over their head like that and expect, like, you should want to do things out of the kindness of your heart or just accept it. Like, you know, I've had some people even tell me in the past, like, loan people money when it's in, you know, and expect not to get it back. You know, you have to, not saying you want to not get the money back, but only be prepared to give people money that if they didn't pay you back, you know, you're not going to be fucked over. You get what I'm saying? And that's the mentality you have to have. If you loan someone $500, you just make sure you in a position where that $500 ain't going to fuck you over if they didn't pay you back, because that's an option. Some people, oh, I ain't got it, and they don't pay you back and stuff, and you got to chase them for your money. You know what I'm saying? So just be prepared to not get it back and make sure your life can still exist and, you know, your rent can get paid and all that in the event that they didn't. Never loan someone some money that you couldn't live without or some shit. You get what I'm saying? That's a life lesson. Never do anything for anyone and expect someone in return. Exactly. Eddie Hearn and Joshua were in a bind. Gerald Miller fucked them up, failed drug test. Now you want to change Luis Ortiz's life. You could have changed his life from the beginning. So I don't believe that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to Starbucks later. I'll probably go through the drive-thru and pay it forward and pay for the person behind me's coffee. Whatever their order total is, I'll pay for mine and I'll pay for theirs. Because I'm in a good mood, because new media is killing. So I'm probably going to do that here soon. But I don't care. I don't need someone to pay mine. I'm just doing that because I want to do it. Make someone's day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be in a bind and then now I want to do something bad because, you know, I got to make things right, or, you know, I had some bad karma and now I want to do something. I'm doing it because I want to do it. That's not what it sounds like with Eddie Hearn here. You're like, oh, yeah. Why would you starve these fighters out? Why would you not give Luis Ortiz this opportunity from the gates? Off rip. He was more deserving than Gerald Miller, which is what I've always said. Ego, the realest YouTuber, boxing YouTuber. Some of these channels sounded like old media. Bro, that's why they're going to have old media type numbers. I promise you. They don't get more love than us at the fights. They don't do more. They don't have, you know, more super chats. And you already know what it is. So that's my thing. If you care so much about the well-being of Luis Ortiz, you know, just to make sure the fighters were getting taken care of, why don't you offer him $8 million and the fight to begin with? Nobody can answer that. Do you notice that? You're offering him $7 to $8 million when it suits you, when you got to save your event. Why didn't you offer him someone give me an intelligent answer. If you can offer him $7-8 million or whatever, when you need him with ill time to prepare, then why couldn't you have done this from the beginning with sufficient time for everyone to prepare without being rushed, and then see what if he took the offer? They didn't even put it this way. Mark my words. Me and Eddie Hearn could do a decathlon. Ask Eddie Hearn, or, you know, ask Eddie Hearn if they made an offer to Luis Ortiz's team before Gerald Big Baby Miller. And if they did, ask him if it was $7 to $8 million, $6-7 million or whatever. This is what I'm talking about. Before you selected Gerald Miller, did you send an offer to Luis Ortiz that not after he failed a drug test? I'm talking about before the Gerald Miller fight was signed for, when the Wilder Fury rematch, or Wilder Joshua, you knew it wasn't happening and you had to facilitate Joshua's next opponent. Did you offer Luis Ortiz $6 to $7 million? Yes or no? What do you think the answer is? One, did you even offer him a fight? And two, if you did you offer him 6 to 7? So once again, mad because someone's not playing your game, because you could have offered him the fight from the gate under fair terms, and then people can assess the situation if he in fact didn't take it, with the full training camp and this and that, and adequate time to get his team on the same page and hear this and that. You did it when it was chaotic. You did it when it happened to you. You know, like something happened to you and you had to rectify the situation. That's all you have to see. Nobody wants to ask Eddie Hearn that. Did you offer $7 million to Luis Ortiz before you signed the Gerald Miller fight? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, then that tells me everything I need to know. Because if you really cared about the man, then under fair terms, you could have picked him. But you chose not to, because you didn't want Joshua to fight him, especially under a full camp. Somebody please, like, everybody send that tweet to Eddie Hearn. Say, did you offer Luis Ortiz before the Miller fight was finalized? Did you send an offer to Luis Ortiz? If yes, was it $7 million? And again, then how can you sit up here now and act like, oh yeah, the fighters are being starved and it's 8 times more than it's worth, and you doing it once again when you're in a bind. That's not how life works. I told you guys the same example. if I asked her if she wanted to go see Avengers Endgame with me on Friday and she said, no, I'm busy, I can't. And then I come to find out she had plans with another dude, and then he flakes on her and says, oh, I'm going out with my boys, and now she's free. And I know she stood me up and said no to me to go on a date with someone else she was more interested in. And then now she says, oh, hey, I'm free now. I'm going to be like, he, my ass. I'm not free. Fuck what you talking about. You and Aisha Curry can start your own talk show and talk about it, because, bro, I'm not the one. You're not going, I'm telling you, people, in this life, you have to know your own worth. If you don't know your own worth, I feel sorry for you. Don't let people play you. Don't let people dictate your success. Don't let people use you when it's convenient for them. Sugar Shane, are you a boxer? Are you a trainer? Who are you? You said it's long enough for him to be ready. Bro, who are you? How you gonna dictate how long it takes to get ready for an undefeated Olympic gold medalist who's bigger than you? 5 weeks. He had 5 weeks to get ready. And you talking about you in the hot seat. I'm sick of y'all. So who are you to even dictate that? You said that's long enough for him to be ready. Based on what? What are you talking about? I'm about to body this man. So let's say Danny Jacobs and Canelo, right? Danny Jacobs and Canelo are scheduled to fight. Jacobs gets injured 5 weeks out, and then they reach out to Andrade. It's not ducking if he doesn't fight. He been wanting to fight Canelo, and Canelo never picked him. He wanted to fight Canelo at 154. He wanted to fight him at 160. So because you don't fight him when he needs you to fight him under, expedited terms, that don't mean you ducking, bro. That don't mean you ducking. Because if you really want to smoke, then why didn't you pick Andrade to begin with? Or Charlo. Same, it's not anybody's fault if someone pulls out. Okay, you sounded real mad casual. Wilder himself said Ortiz is always in shape. So? Okay, you can't even spell opinion. That's 2 strikes. You can't spell opinion. You can't spell something. So I'm going to count that as 1 strike. And the fact that you're not answering any of my questions, that's the other strike. I don't care what Wilder said. So 2 strikes, 1 more. Bro, why didn't Joshua pick Eddie Hearn and they want to change the man's life, and they wanted Luis Ortiz was the first choice, or AJ called him out? Why didn't they pick him from the beginning? Why did they ever pick Gerald Miller? That's all you have to answer. Why was Gerald Miller ever in the consideration before the failed drug test? Why? Oh, he misspelled Shirley. See, I already had a headache reading that shit. So yeah, you misspelled 3 words. That should be 3 strikes with your dumb ass. Why didn't he pick him from the beginning? Just let me know that. So fuck this 5-week camp shit. Why didn't he just pick him from the jump if he wanted to change the man's life and give him the opportunity? You could have offered him same amount of money, a full camp, and then had a press conference and everything. Why didn't he do that? He said, let's get it right. Y'all funny. Why didn't they make him the initial pick? See how quiet he getting? They can't argue with us. It doesn't make sense what they saying, bro. Y'all not even doing old media justice, bro. Every time y'all come, y'all getting slaughtered, and it's becoming easier and easier. What don't you guys see? Like, this is making y'all look absolutely crazy, like crap. And you guys keep doing it. Why did they not pick Luis Ortiz? Like, fuck all the rush shit. Why didn't they just do what was right to begin with? If you want, AJ called him out. AJ allegedly won him as the first choice. So why didn't you just fight him instead of ever Gerald Miller? Luis Ortiz is on a couple win streak and fought for a title. Gerald Miller has never fought for a title. And his last fight was Bogdan Dinu. And Luis Ortiz had more U.S. exposure, bigger fights. He was on bigger cards, Wilder Fury undercard. He was on the Robert Easter, Mikey Garcia unification. I was at both of those fights. The staples were lit. And he fought in New York. He fought Brian Jennings on the top ranked card. Well, actually, I don't know whose card it was. I don't remember whose card it was. They was trying to catch Ortiz slipping to favor AJ. Now y'all speaking my language. See? Hey, block this motherfucker. He's taking way too long. Sorry. Thanks for playing. What's his name? You see how they always go radio silent? His name is Sugar Shane. Block him. Old media sending these weak ass bots. I know it's bots because they're saying they're saying stupid shit, bro. Nah, I really think they have like actual bots, like or like just people like trying to say the opposite. It's funny. I know in my heart I really feel that. Like I made a video about DAZN, like people are complaining and they're like, yeah, my DAZN worked perfect. DAZN is great. I love it. It sounded so fake, bro. Just like the reviews for DAZN, people were like, yeah, DAZN changed my life, bro. You got a PR company or something putting this shit. It's very easy to see. Just like them DAZN dislikes disappeared off their YouTube page. Somehow, some way, they had 1,700 dislikes, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna show y'all again. See, y'all shouldn't have never started with me. Y'all should have never started. So, Canelo Jacobs was getting disliked at a rampant pace because there was lag at the Canelo Jacobs weigh-in. Look, I screenshotted it, unbeknownst. You see where it says Canelo versus Jacobs official weigh-in, DAZN USA, right? So it was when it first started, and it was lagging so bad. There was 5,000 people watching. It had 1,000 likes and 1,000 dislikes. You see? Canelo Jacobs weigh-in, official weigh-in, DAZN, their YouTube page. Look, 1,000 likes and 1,000 dislikes. The dislikes got all the way up to 1,700 the last time I checked because it was unwatchable. Then now you look at it, all the dislikes disappeared. Look. DAZN. Canelo versus Jacobs official weigh-in. The same video. Now it has surprisingly, now it has 1,600 likes, which went up, and now it only has 132 dislikes on the same video. I don't know how they did that. I don't know if they re-uploaded the video or what. Like they deleted it and re-uploaded it. But nah, bro. That's what I'm saying. So we have screenshots for all this shit. Everyone's complaining about the weigh-in, and they must have deleted the video because they had so many dislikes, and they deleted it on DAZN's YouTube, deleted it or something, or somehow paid someone to wipe off dislike. I don't know. I don't know that deep into. I don't care. I don't care enough to know if there's like a way to get. I don't know. I don't know how to remove dislikes, but worst case scenario, they re-uploaded the video, that's not choppy because the first one was choppy. And all of a sudden now it only has 132 dislikes because they don't want that on their page. They don't want it to look, even though everybody was complaining about it, they wanted to hide it so nobody knows. But meanwhile, like a true thug life, that's my comment, thug life. I'm going to show you me. I said Canelo versus Jacobs fight was close and got 34,000 views. My shit is all authentic. You know, them motherfuckers be, oh, Ego bought subs and shit. All right. All authentic. This is my live stream. People got mad because I said Canelo Jacobs. Look, Boxingego, 614 likes, 400 dislikes. You know, all because they was mad and a bunch of drunk fans and Canelo man fans mad because I said the fight was close. But I'm not hiding nothing. Look, live Ego, Canelo Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs full fight. See, that's what happens. I got thick skin. I don't care how many dislikes. I don't care about that type of shit. I keep my shit gangster, bro. 614, 400. You know, that's not the greatest like-dislike ratio, but I don't give a fuck. That paycheck is still paying the same. You know what I'm saying? But DAZN, somehow they flipped it or re-uploaded the video so those dislikes didn't show. So the 1,700 dislike, it could have been more than that. I stopped looking at it after a certain point. But it was at 1,700 dislikes. Because the stream was, listen, y'all, I told y'all should have never fucked with me. Y'all should have never. This is the worst thing y'all could have ever done. Kareem, look, I'm telling you, we just getting bigger and bigger. See, I don't have to lie on my shit. I really don't. Whatever it is, the number is the number. It is what it is. I'm not out here trying to be somebody I'm not. But I don't have to lie either. Shout out to Kareem. Keep exposing old media and their minions. Man, they should have never started this with me. You know, I told you the best thing y'all could do is just leave me alone. That's the best thing for y'all. Because you leave me alone, then, you know, I don't have to keep exposing this shit. Look, this is the same stream. Lag, dislike. Look, live chat, 5,000. I screenshot all this because I know. Look, this is what they trying to hide. Wow, so much lag, dislike. Look. This is whack. Come on, guys. Dislike, so hopefully they fix it. Is anyone else getting the stream stopping all the time? Dog shit. Trash. Better not happen tomorrow night. They better not have this mess during the fight. You got some orange juice. Has it happened yet? This is all on the... And this is what they trying to cover up. Lag. Dislike for the lag. What the fuck? ES News channel is not lagging. Lag. It's a network clash. Welcome to DAZN, crying emoji. Lag so much. Look. See, I have to cover my track because people say I'm hating and lying if I don't. Let's hit 1 million dislikes. I told you they was going off on the comment section. And they want us to subscribe. Trash. Dislike for the lag. It's lagging. What the fuck? What's with the lag? Dislike. I wish I could dislike more than once. So, once again, magically, all the dislikes off of DAZN erase some kind of way. USA Today put them on blast. I made a video. Bro, new media, it's the new wave. Everything goes through us. It is what it is. See, instead of just learning, taking the L, saying, hey, we had technical difficulties, we'll make sure it doesn't happen, you try to cover it up. That's not being transparent, bro. We all fuck up. There's been times I fucked up, but I'm a man. I'm not no big company. I'm not no billionaires backing me and all this extra shit. Just be a man, woman, be a company, and just say what it is. We had technical difficulties. Shit happens. My bad. I just told y'all. I told you I was going to go to the Jared Hearn, Julian J. Rock Williams fight. But now it's not really making sense to only go for one day and then be stuck on Sunday, Monday, and possibly like Tuesday with nothing to do and fly from all these places and I'm not doing 2 full weeks. So I'll probably just go to the Wilder fight in New York. But I'm a man, because I'll tell you that. And that's what makes me the people's champ. I don't have to lie. I don't have to, like, front. I don't have to, transparent. So it's sad. And y'all run around with this bullshit and say that new media, the one ain't telling the truth. That's capping. If you had 1,700 dislikes, if anything, just disable the video. I mean, just disable the likes. If you that shook about it, or me, I would just be like, fuck it. It happened. It is what it is. But they don't want people to see that. You trying to cover it up. It's like you accidentally kill your wife. I see like forensic files like that. You getting a mad, well, not even accident. You getting a fight and you strike your wife with a fucking lamp or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You strike her with a lamp because you angry, and then you kill her, and then now you trying to cover it up and make it look like she took pills and killed herself. Nah, bro. I'll be watching forensic files. That's not how that works, man. Now you trying to make it look like she was suicidal and hit her head on the lamp. Nah, bro, you did that. They can tell when there's a contusion in the head and in the trajectory of what it hit. They know she didn't just roll off the bed because she had all these pills in her system and hit her head like that, bro. So, anyway, y'all gotta, just be real. Just give new media our propers. That's all we want. Just give us our propers. Please stop arguing with us, because the more y'all arguing, y'all look crazy. All this stuff. Like I said, Joshua, if he really and truly wanted to fight Luis Ortiz, he could have already done it. Sandra Bland, exactly. Yeah, and try to flip it and make it look like everyone that knew her said she would never take her own life. She had a lot to live for. And then some weird situation happened and, looking real sketch. A fan wanted to fight Clarissa. What does that mean? Why would a fan want to fight her? I don't know about that. Clarissa might beat their ass anyway, but she got to be careful, because she's still a registered fighter. Joshua, oh wow, there's an article that says Joshua Ortiz turning down the fight goes against what I stand for. This is funny. I don't know if they were trying to hold us to ransom. They wanted more out of the deal, but they turned down the offer for reasons I don't know. Look, these people have got smart people around them, and whatever decisions they choose to make is far beyond my knowledge. When I had the opportunity to fight the heavyweight champion of the world against Charles Martin, they came to my territory, London, fought with my broadcaster, Sky Sports. I had to do all the PR work and stuff. I took the short end of the stick because I knew what it meant to get my hands on the IBF title. So when I was called out by the heavyweight champion of the world, I said, Rob, I want to take this with both hands. He said, Joshua is going into your 16th fight. Once you fight for the title, there's no chance of coming back. I said, yeah, but I want this opportunity because I want to be the champion of the world, and we took it. Bro, Joshua should stop that, bro. You fought Charles Martin, and you talking about Luis Ortiz fighting you. That's not the same. Okay, you think, does anyone here see, bro? We got to bring some justice back into this boxing conversation. Does anyone believe that Luis Ortiz or Andy Ruiz or anybody short end of what stick? That's what I'm saying, bro. This is capping. Does anyone believe that Luis Ortiz would not fight Charles Martin for $7-8 million or some shit on short notice? No. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not it. We're talking about two different situations. 5 weeks to train to fight an Olympic gold medalist who's bigger than you, who's younger than you, and who's a champion, and might get it on a matchroom card. Who, if it goes to the scorecards or something, might get preferential treatment. If we're talking about Charles Martin coming, who wouldn't take that out of the major heavyweight? Stop it. So when people are being offered an opportunity, see. see, Joshua's talking like Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn. This slave room shit gotta stop. These fighters aren't stupid. These fighters aren't dumb. What don't people understand? These fighters aren't dumb. They trying to make you pay like you weigh. That's just the reality of where boxing's at right now. I don't blame them one bit. Get every fighter that watches my channel, get as much fucking money as you can from the venue, from the fans, from anything. Get what's your worth. Because if you sit up here like Adonis Stevenson and become a vegetable, or like, you know, you get killed in the ring, or you get hurt and put in a coma or anything like that, these fans ain't paying your bills. So milk the game for what it's worth. That's the simplest way to put it. Joshua's still talking like a promoter. Like, oh yeah, it's for the opportunity. Man, fuck them opportunities. Because guess what? Luis Ortiz, the reality of it is he's 40, 41. Y'all say he's 70, 73 years old and all this extra shit. So the reality is, if he got to make this one count. So if he loses on the scorecard, that's a damaging blow to his career. When is the next time he's going to get a title shot? How's he going to demand a Wilder rematch? How's he going to get some of the big fights with Joe Joyce if, you know what I'm saying, if he takes a L in any form or fashion? That will hurt his minimum. So you got to make it do what it do. You know, and Joshua talking about, oh, it's the opportunity. No, it's not. It's more than that. And so when people are being offered an opportunity to become heavyweight champion of the world, and it's not enough, I ain't got enough time, I'm thinking it goes against what I stand for. Joshua, see, that I can't even listen to this, bro. That sounds ridiculous. You didn't fight Charles Martin. He's saying, he's making it like he did something so different. You fought the weakest champion, if we're being transparent, the weakest guy to beat, you know, easier than the other, than Wilder, Fury, and Klitschko when they were all champions. And you fought him in your backyard with a full camp and time to promote. That's the reality of it. He making it like he fought Charles Martin in the U.S. just for the opportunity. Bro, what, like my man just said, what short end of the stick? Joshua, I don't even know. I don't know if he's reading the script. This shit don't even make sense, bro. It don't even make sense what he's saying. He talking about I had the short end of the stick. You probably got some millions. You got a chance at the IBF, and you fought in your backyard with the full training camp. And you're like, oh yeah, it goes against what I would say. How's it go against what you say? When has Joshua ever, before or after, took somebody like a Luis Ortiz or Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder caliber fight with 5 weeks? With 5 weeks to train. Luis Ortiz ain't from here. He ain't from America. He from Cuba. So it's not a backyard fight for him either. This ain't his hometown. He lying, bro. That doesn't even make sense. You're not even saying similar things. Joshua, to me, I personally don't think I don't know if he's reading a script or teleprompter or something. I don't know. But you're not even talking apples and apples. You saying, oh yeah, who cares? It's for the opportunity to become heavyweight. Fuck all that. Nobody cares about that, bro. Because there's too many belts in boxing anyway. It's not just about you. These fighters are getting smarter and smarter. Yes, they want to become champions and things like that, but they don't want somebody to like put them in a position where, you know, it's do or die, or they're not making the proper decisions. He making it sound like he would have fought Deontay Wilder under a 5 week. Why didn't he do that? With all them fights that man, bro, miss me with this shit. All them fights that Deontay Wilder had, right, that fucked up because people were doing steroids. Like Luis Ortiz had the high blood pressure, Povetkin, and Andre Wawowski. That's 3 opportunities. Why didn't Joshua just stand up for boxing and say, all my belts that I have at this time versus all your belts at those time, and step in for Povetkin, step in for Andre Wawowski, step in for the Luis Ortiz November date? Why didn't he do that? You want Luis Ortiz to do that? Why don't you stand up for Tyson Fury? Despite him like kind of going the other way and ducking the rematch, he at least did it once. Because Joshua didn't take the fight, he stood up for boxing at least once, and then he ducked the rematch because he felt that power. Why didn't Joshua step in for Povetkin under the same terms that you want Luis Ortiz to do it? You said it goes against what you stand for. then why don't you stand up for Povetkin? He couldn't make it. He had meldonium in his system and all that, right? So why didn't you replace Povetkin? Say, hey, you know what? Even though he stays in shape year round, Joshua, it looks like. Say, even though I wasn't training and I was on the couch, Povetkin fucked it up for boxing. We need to deliver a dope heavyweight fight. And there's a lot of money on the table here and a unification, me and Wilder. I'll step in for Povetkin. He didn't do that. So what are you talking about? They're mad because people aren't just going for the gusto. Like, people aren't just valuing becoming a champion over making educated moves. You know what I'm saying? They're not just going for the okie doke, basically. Man, new media is on some different shit. He making it sound like he would have just jumped in and fought Wilder. Like he would have just fought Wilder with 5 weeks to train. You could have, because Wilder had several people who last minute couldn't make it to the fight because they had drugs in their system. So why don't you do that? It's the same thing. This happened to Wilder more times than this happened to Joshua. So why didn't AJ step up and fight Wilder when all those other people failed drug tests? It happened 3 times that I can remember. AJ didn't just hop off the couch. He didn't even go to see Tyson Fury versus Wilder live. He didn't want to be no parts of it. Didn't want to be in the building. Turned down $50 million. Said he didn't want to come to America. Stop it. You can't come to America for $50 million and a pay-per-view with the biggest name that you could fight. But you could fight Andy Ruiz in America. You could fight in the end Andy Ruiz, but it was supposed to be Gerald Miller. Either or. You can fight all these other people that generate less money for you. Good luck, man. And the more Team Joshua talks like this, the worse it's getting. And the worse it's going to be for DAZN. That's just the reality, because Americans aren't falling for this. All this okie doke. You just talk about the Andy Ruiz fight, because this is all making it look way worse. I honestly believe that. This is making it look worse for Team Joshua because no one believes it. You can do this and do these hour-long interviews with the IFL and, do this and try to convince the UK. You have to become successful here in America. And the more you do this and play this cat and mouse game and say this outlandish stuff, I don't think it's going to resonate with the American public. And then more people and more over time are going to embrace Deontay Wilder, embrace guys like Luis Ortiz, because the more you do this, the more you make statements like that, the more people get to really fine tune and see who was really being accurate. Kind of like Triple G. A lot of people were fucking with Triple G, but his recent movement and activity shows where his head is really at and has been at. So, listen, I encourage it. Old media, if y'all want to cling to life, if Joshua and Eddie Hearn want to keep saying this, we'll be right here to combat and refute all these points that don't make sense. He said, talking about he going to sleep. That's what I'm saying. You said that's against what you stand for, trying to sound so noble, but why didn't you stand for when you trying to make it like you Muhammad Ali of heavyweights? You just stand for something different, and you have so much, character, and you cut from a different cloth and this stuff. Why didn't you, when boxing needed you, why didn't you go to the Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight, which is only a result of you not fighting Wilder? That's the only reason that fight needed to happen or did happen. And Tyson Fury confirmed that. He confirmed that. So if you really have so much integrity and character, then why didn't you at least go to the fight? Eddie Hearn's game, Anthony Joshua's game, that don't work in America. We see through that. You're trying to act all noble and righteous and right said Fred and all that. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes it. Not over here. Go to the UK with that. Go tell Johnny Nelson and all them that. Spencer Farron. We don't believe that. So I think it would be better, just me personally, to just promote the Andy Ruiz fight. But you're bringing up scenarios and analogies that don't sound like they were thought through, and comparing you fighting Charles Martin to Luis Ortiz not getting the call to fight you under normal terms, and then getting a call to fight you under 5 weeks, fight an undefeated, bigger champion with belts, yes, for good money, cool, but a gold medalist, and he's 40. He has to make sure this is, he's ready for it. End of story. And you could have fought him from the beginning, but you didn't want to fight. You didn't want to. That's not a fair one. That's almost like a sucker punch. When someone has to take the fight last minute, it's almost a sucker punch because we know they're at a disadvantage. End of story. And now you're comparing Charles Martin. Like, it's getting ugly, man. This is like a different level of desperation. Charles Martin, you fought Charles Martin under a full camp. You guys promoted the fight, had a full camp. Charles Martin wasn't even proven. Joshua is proven. Luis Ortiz is more proven. So these aren't the same scenarios, despite what he's trying to make it seem like. This is sad, man. And the funny, I like it because the only people that really I see eating it up are Coons in the UK. And that's cool. But guess what? DAZN ain't eligible in the UK. It's not available in the UK. So that's not the people you need to convince. You need to convince us what you saying. Someone said, who the fuck is Charles Martin? That's what I'm saying. He's trying to make it like the Charles Martin fight was like you just stood up for boxing and took on the boogeyman of Charles Martin. That's not even what happened, bro. Why didn't you fight Wilder? He was a champion before Charles Martin. He's the longest heavyweight champion. Why didn't you fight Wilder in your 16th fight? Because your team know you wasn't ready. And they wasn't going to put you in there with Wilder. Wilder been calling out Joshua for years. Why didn't he fight him? Instead of Charles Martin, why didn't you fight Wilder in your 16th fight? Fight Wilder in your 16th fight. So if you want to stand up for boxing, because he was more advanced than you. He had already beaten Stavern and has knockout power. And then the winner got Charles Martin. You went after the low-hanging fruit of Charles Martin. Stop playing. Stop playing. He making like Charles Martin was just like the killer, Alien versus Predator. Like, come on, stop. Man, new media, man. We just gonna keep trucking. And like I said, nobody and see this is what I'm talking about with the clout chasing shit. Luis Ortiz ain't fighting you. We're off that. It is what it is. You're fighting Andy Ruiz. It's a constant conversation starter about bullshit. Do you get what I'm saying? That's going on throughout boxing. Why are we even talking about Luis Ortiz? You're not fighting him next. Eddie Hearn says if Luis Ortiz wants it next, he can get it. So let's see if that happens. Period. Let's see if it happens. If you get past Andy Ruiz, then fight Luis Ortiz. Let's talk about it then. Full camps, full VADA testing, same type of money. Let's see it. You still talking about Luis Ortiz, like trying to make it like he's just so noble, like he's willing to go out on a limb when other boxers aren't. Canelo done more brave things than Joshua has recently done. Name Canelo moved up in weight. Heavyweight, there's nowhere to move up. Canelo let Golovkin get in the ring. You wouldn't let Wilder get in the ring. Canelo took on bigger people, like Danny Jacobs and Rocky Fieldings, and moved up and took on Chavez Jr. and Triple G, all bigger people. AJ ain't done nothing like that. You fought Charles Martin. who won a vacant title that Tyson Fury never should have been stripped of, but the IBF fucked him over, and won a vacant title because his opponent twisted up his leg when he fell. And you making it like you did like some great feat for heavyweight boxing. Like you just like Mike Tyson versus Trevor Berbick or some shit. Like that was impressive. Tyson 20 years old. Trevor Berbick has a win over Muhammad Ali, in case you guys didn't know, and he was the champion. and he was taller than Tyson, and Tyson was only 20. That's impressive. But beating Charles Martin with tight ass shorts on, off of a guy like hurting his leg and it ending in a untraditional way, and it wasn't even like real talk. Since we really going in new media style, digital mob, Crawford was beating up on Khan, and then Khan kind of found a way out. It wasn't no fight. Charles Martin versus Glasgow, he don't even look like a heavyweight. But anyway, there wasn't no fight like that. It wasn't like Crawford Khan, and then it just ended funky. Crawford was beating Khan up. Charles Martin was not doing all that to Glasgow. Stop it. That man twisted his leg, and then you say, yeah, I just stepped up in my 60s. See, Joshua's starting to sound like Al Bundy from Married with Children. Oh, Pink. He's starting to sound like Al Bundy to me. Because remember on the show, Al Bundy, he was a shoe salesman in his current life, in his current job. Hated his kids, hated his wife, right? And I'm not saying that about Joshua's personal life. I don't know his wife and kids and all that. But one of the recurring themes is Al Bundy used to always talk about the game-winning like pass or field goal or whatever at Polk High. That's what Joshua sounded like. He just keeps talking about how them guys, they turned pro a year after me, and I was only this, and I turned pro in 2008 and just started boxing, and Tyson Fury, and then, why you keep talking about that? Oh, yeah, I fought Charles Martin. It was my 16th fight. Do you see Canelo talking about his 16th fight or his 30th fight or 42? You never see that. You never see Canelo Alvarez talking about, when I back in the Austin Trout, because he has better shit to talk about. He has recent shit to talk about. He don't have to be like, oh, yeah, in my 42nd fight, I fought Austin Trout. But Joshua keeps doing that. He keeps telling us what he fought in his 16th fight. Okay, Lomachenko beat Gary Russell in his third fight. Lomachenko ain't even doing that, bro. Lomachenko just collecting his body of work and then moving on. He not just constantly. Donaire got beat by Rigondeaux. It was his 11th or 12th fight, 13th fight. Rigondeaux beat the brakes off Donaire in his 11th fight. He ain't just running around saying, oh, yeah, I'm Rigondeaux. I beat Donaire in my 11th fight. Yeah, see? Shout out to Kane. He said, who cares who they were fighting back then? It's 2019. Block bangs. That's the motherfucker that, let me take it to the movie show day. I seen your video, but we still gonna block you. That was a good ass video though. Block bangs. You about to get bang, chat, get bang. You remember Bangs with that music video? That dark skin cuz? He was like, let me take it to the movie show day. That was a good ass YouTube video, bro. Your budget was like some Skittles and shit. You had like a $20 music video. You had a Wildberry Skittles budget. That was pretty cool. Let me take you to the movie show day. Hey girl, I want to take you to the movie. It's me, Bangs. I'll buy you popcorn. Let me take you to the movie show day. Yeah, get Bangs the fuck up out of here. He said Charles Martin had them John Stockton shorts on. Yeah, them Michael J. Fox Teen Wolf ass shorts, biting beer cans and shit. Remember Teen Wolf and shit with Michael J. Fox? He was dunking and shit. He had them Teen Wolf ass shorts on, bro. Stop it. Stick to the day job, ego. Block this dude, bro. I don't care what none of these motherfuckers is talking about, bro. Y'all all wasting my time. All y'all saying is stupid, bro. This is my day job. What are you talking about? Block all these motherfuckers, bro. We having a party. Block Pablo. I'm Pablo now. Life of Pablo. I'm Escobar. I just get sick of seeing Just the singing, bro. Bro, that's how the song goes. I don't care what you talk about. I'm Pablo. I'm Ego Escobar, bro. Y'all, I'm sick of it. Just put him in timeout. That's cool. He can come back. But Pablo, I'm just, bro, I don't know who's trolling and who's not, bro. We coming for everything this year. If you got to explain what you did all the time, like AJ, it mean you ain't shit. Hey, Ron Finkley, I said put him in timeout, bro. You didn't have to block him. Just put him in timeout. Unblock him. Just let him come back. I don't care. Ronald Finkley, that was fucked up, dog. Ronald Finkley don't give a fuck. Nah, unblock him. He don't have to be blocked for that. Yeah, man, them Teen Wolf ass shorts, bro. Did you unblock him, man? He's still here. Or he's still gone. Alright, he cool. Hey, Ronald Finkley really unblocked him and put him in timeout. Hey, you cold, Ronald. Ronald Finkley cold. He could have just unblocked him and let him be here. He still put him in the timeout, though. Hey, Ronald Finkley, you a wild boy. That's fucked up. He really put him in the timeout still. Ronald Finkley treating y'all like kids, bro. Oh, shit. Ronald Finkley went ham. He going ham on all y'all. Yeah, man. It gets old. Like, why is AJ constantly talking about what he did in his 16th fight? What fight is he on? I don't even know. 20, 19, 20? What fight is Josh? How many fights does Joshua have now? Like, put it this way. Imagine if I keep telling you about the high school girlfriend I had, and I've been out of high school for years. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I had this one in high school. Man, she had this. Oh, she was good. Oh, she had body. Okay, he has 22 fights, and he keep talking about what he did in 2016, 3 years ago. That's what I'm saying. Like, do I really want to tell? Like, do y'all want to know where my bank account was 3 years ago, where my channel was 3 years ago? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, who cares? When I was like, it'd be one thing if you just said it and just that was it. But who cares about all that? 3 years ago, my channel, let's say, had 50,000 subs. Who cares? What's that got to do with now? That's where I was then. Cool. But I'm nowhere near that now. Yeah, man. In 2016, I had 50,000 subs. I thought I was doing something. I mean, what does that have to do with now? Joshua keeps talking about Charles Martin, bro. Nope. Out of all your wins, that's one that people remember you more from the Klitschko fight, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still talking about Charles Martin. Shout out to Ronald Finkley. That's extremely weird. Like, you really still talking about the Charles Martin fight, though. Yeah, that goes against my character. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. The Vampire Story. Old media, y'all need to step it up, man. Y'all gotta step it up. It's not looking right for y'all. Hey, y'all tripping with these shorts still. Yeah, man. Block Wilder's ducking. I was going to actually read what you put, but then I seen your name was Wilder's ducking. Yeah, I'm not even wasting my time. Block Wilder's ducking. The fact that you had to put a cornball name. Hey, shooters. Wilder's ducking. Block Wilder's ducking. He just said fuck you to the God. I said block him. He said fuck you. All right, bro. Look, old media got this. This is this your king? This is who y'all send. Old media. These dudes are so childish, bro. It's funny too because they really be trying it. They be trying it, bro. The thing I like about it is we having grown man and woman conversation. You know, shout out to my ladies that watch boxing. These dudes talking about fuck you and all that. Like, we not moved by that. Prove us wrong. Oh shit, Ronald Finkley psyched y'all out. Ronald said he was going to work and he said he got to leave and came back with the clappage. And then he talking about got him. Hey, Ronald Finkley a fool, bro. This man said he had to leave and then really was sneaking, creeping on him. Hey, Ronald Finkley like MC8 and Menace. Like, hey, homie, need some help? Pop, 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 pop. Remember when MC8? He's like, Gia. He said, hey, homie, need some help? And he ran up on him and then shot the dude through his back. Pop, pop, pop. And he's like, get the fuck in the car. Get the fuck up in here. Gia. Both y'all acting like some motherfucking bitches. Gia. Straight up menace. Hey, Pablo, I told him. I don't know why he just. Hey, I'm getting out of here. Y'all funny as hell. Everybody have a good morning. Pablo, it's not wise to start fights with shooters, but I told him. I already talked to him. We good. Everybody's good. Can we all just get along? He said, "Old media are in turmoil." They know this stuff doesn't make sense, bro. The 50 million is not real, but you send an improved offer. What are you sending another offer for if their offer to you believe is fake? That doesn't even make sense. Why is Joshua still talking about Luis Ortiz? You're not fighting him. What? This is what I'm talking about with the clout chasing. Why is Eddie Hearn and Joshua talking about Luis Ortiz? They're both doing interviews about Luis Ortiz. You're not fighting him. It's good. We're cool. You're not fighting him. Eddie Hearn just had an interview being asked questions. Like, what's the point of even going? Like me, I'll be like, next question. What are y'all talking about? Yeah, he talking about I don't want to sell my soul for 50 mil and I don't want to go to USA. You don't want to debate, you bitch ass punk, and I will slap you. Okay, that's what's up. You feel better? You feel good? Oh my gosh. Once again, what was it? Kane said it. These dudes is childish, bro. We talking boxing, and this is what they talking about. That's why I hope Ruiz wins. And see, this is my honest opinion. I'm really giving you my honest shit. Eddie Hearn and AJ, in my opinion, AJ's a grown ass man. You know, he a grown ass man. He can do whatever he want. But in my opinion, this cat and mouse game that they keep playing and ruffling feathers with American media, American boxing fans, you know, kind of trying to play American boxing fans, American media, and, you know, put out these narratives and stuff. This isn't becoming of them. This is not a good thing. Block Eddie Vaughn. This dude won't leave me alone. That's what's up. Block Eddie Vaughn. So we're not changing the game, but you won't leave us alone. Got you. Blocked. So I want New Media Eagles Army to listen to that. He says, "Oh, you keep saying you changed the game." But guess what? You keep coming back. I'm not coming to your shit. I don't even know who you are. You coming to my shit repeatedly. Must be doing something right. Black Bruce Wayne, that's funny. Childish as hell, bro. They need to get jobs instead of trolling videos about why. I don't care, bro. They could do whatever. This don't hurt us. But anyway, yeah, like to me, I think AJ, it makes more sense. It makes a lot more sense for Eddie Hearn and AJ to just focus on the Andy Ruiz fight and, you know, imminent announcements, promote the fight, stuff like that. But this cat and mouse game, they're not going to win. They're not going to win this in America. Like, if you taunt, okay, for example, I've been on YouTube for a minute. I can tell you in all certainty that how the algorithm works to a degree. I mean, they don't release how it works, but I guarantee you a lot of the like Boxing Social and IFL based out of the UK, a lot of their content goes out to the UK. YouTube knows your location. They know your proximity. They know the proximity of the accounts that are liking you. So that's how the algorithm works. They actually send out and feed out your content, not only to your immediate location. Like I have fans, I look at my analytics and stuff, but typically for something like boxing, especially when like UK boxing channels on YouTube are advocating and showing coverage of press conference and fights for so many UK events, they're going to send out that algorithmically send out that to the news feeds of UK fans. It only makes sense. Same thing with mine. I'm an American media based in California, so a lot of Americans are going to get it. You know, other people could still see if it's boxing and they happen to be in the sport or like the sport. But the thing is, all these UK boxing channels, right? Their content is going out to like-minded UK boxing channels or people who have counts, right? So it's like a false sense. AJ will say all these things in the interviews, and then the UK will have 1,000 likes or 200 likes or 50 likes or whatever it's getting when he's making those statements. But they're trying to break into a new market, which is the American market, and people in America aren't going for it. They're not just gobbling that stuff up that Eddie Hearns is saying and Anthony Joshua is saying. Now you've already conquered the UK market. You know, that's your area. That's what you're known for or whatever. But now you have your next fight is in America. That's why I'm saying this stuff to me is not a good look, because you're fighting in America. DAZN is distributed in America. Joshua's last two fights are DAZN, or like this fight and the fight before are DAZN fights. To get that popping, it has to go through America. So you have to work with us. Do you get what I'm saying? New media, we control the narrative. So when you're saying all this stuff, it goes beyond just impressing the UK with the proper banter and all that. You got to show respect to America now too, because you're trying to be an international star. That's what I'm saying. So all this like Luis Ortiz making it like he ducked you and stuff, the American public is not really buying that. I talk to a lot of American fans. I know American media people personally. They're putting out videos. I'm putting out videos. So it goes beyond just convincing. So that's cool. You could say it and then get love from the UK. And then there's, you know, the UK is like, oh yeah, you roasted him, Eddie. Good job, get bang, and all that, and get them all hyped for it. But just remember, you have to be successful here. And this is the thing. Have you noticed this? American fighters get love in the UK. Shannon Briggs, Wilder, they get love. People know who they are. But some of these guys from the UK and like the Eddie Hearns and AJ, they're not capturing the hearts of people in the same way that they do in the UK. Something to think about. Really something to think about. So you coming across like, oh yeah, da 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 da. Like, for example, it's like kind of when Kell Brook was saying Errol Spence was Jeff Lacey. People start going after Kell Brook. Like, hey, Errol Spence is looking the part. Fight him then. Don't just say he's Jeff Lacey 2.0. Don't just say he's weak and you Joe Kawasaki. Show us that. And then he showed us that and he got stopped. You get what I'm saying? He's like, so basically, you know, Eddie told me, you know, Errol Spence is not a true name. I'm not that true way. You know, you did all that to make it look like he wasn't. The American public never bought that. Nobody, you know, by and large, the American public wasn't like, yeah, Errol Spence, Jeff Lacey. You was saying that. So the UK might have liked it. Like, oh yeah, Errol Spence, nobody knows him. But America wasn't riding with that. So it's funny how, you know, Tyson Fury's next fight's in America, UK guy. AJ's next fight is in America, UK guy. That's why it doesn't make sense to play this cat and mouse game and insult America and insult the intelligence of American fans and American media with this propaganda stuff. Because you have to assimilate, if anything, and be successful. Your success, you could do the UK thing, but you are not going to reach global international success unless you become successful here. We know that. That's how boxing's always been. So, you know, it doesn't make sense. And like for me, I don't even care about the Luis Ortiz fight until he gets past Andy Ruiz. Once you do that, then it's on. Let's see the Luis Ortiz fight. If you can't get Wilder in December or whatever, but it's just a lot of clout chasing. Why are we talking about Luis Ortiz when you're fighting Andy Ruiz in a couple weeks? That should be the main focus. He said, funny, isn't it? They're all fighting in America. It shows that where the money is in the U.S. That's what I'm saying. The only time where the fight makes more sense out of the U.S. is when like Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell, because they know that's not no big fight in America because Americans aren't really familiar with Luke Campbell like that, despite him fighting Jorge Linares out here. He's just not a big name, so they would make more money there just because Luke Campbell, that's where his fans would even be. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody in America like, oh, people are talking about Wilder and Charlo, Broner, you know, Pacquiao's and Canelo's and Danny Jacobs, you know, Errol Spence and shit like that. They're not talking about like, oh yeah, man, Luke Campbell. So that's why a fight like that would take place, because something like that would actually generate more money out there. But not no Wilder Joshua. That's not generating more money out there than it would out here. Because Vegas is... Man, I was in Vegas. I forgot what fight it was, but I was in Vegas. And I watched the lady. I'm not even lying, bro. I watched the lady. She worked for the MGM casino. It wasn't even the MGM. It was the MGM property. I forgot what casino I was in. It was in Vegas. But I watched her. She had to put her keys. She was like one of the higher ups. She did some shit because the machine was like broken next to me. The slot machine. This is a slot machine. Right? And then she started punching in numbers and like pulled this door open and all this, messing with the computer. I seen how much money had been that was in the machine some kind of way. Cause like she went to access these screens. That shit said like 38 million. I'm not even lying, bro. It was a slot machine and it had she put up like, I don't know if the money was in the machine per se or if they picked it up, but it showed she punched in all these things and I was just like looking and like I was trying not to make it look obvious or whatever, but she was able to pull, I don't think it had 38 million in it right now at one time, but she was able to see how much money had been fed into the machine, whatever screen she was in. The shit had 38 million for the day. Like it was like a register, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like a register of how much money had entered the machine. That shit had like 38 million in it or something. I was like, what the fuck? One machine, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's why I know Vegas got money. Because when I seen that, I was like, what the fuck? 38 million? Like, I don't know the details, so I don't know how, from what time to what time. But the fact that it said 38 million in one machine, bro. I don't know what type. It was something. I don't even know if it was 38 for, like, that exact number, but it was something like that. And I was like, God damn. I was like, damn, it's millions like that just in one machine. And this is several. So I know Vegas is popping. They making money, bro. And the MGM owns most of that. So you can't tell me different that the Wilder Joshua fight is bigger in the UK. World Breaker was popping. Man, we just talking about this, but yeah, man, AJ, he has to become a star here. And you know what's funny? Notice how Pacquiao was never received like quite this, like AJ. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of fighters that come to America to fight from other places. I can't remember. I mean, Pacquiao's not no saint or nothing. It's not like he hasn't had like certain things where he wasn't looked at. Like, I don't think he wanted to fight Crawford, stuff like that. But he never been really looked at like AJ, like, man, like him, you know what I'm saying? Like him particularly. And like, it's just like, I don't know. I really don't even want to talk about this Luis Ortiz shit anymore, because that's not who he's fighting. Like, let's get boxing back to the reality. The reality is Joshua's not fighting Luis Ortiz. The reality is they didn't reach out to him before they wanted to make the Miller fight. That's the reality. The reality is there was some kind of hiccup with Luis Ortiz's team, and certain people were down with the 5-7 million and other people weren't. Oh my gosh. These dudes are so desperate. I'll read his comment. He says, Deontay Wilder pays Boxingego to keep hyping him up. Okay, off of your first statement, how much money does he pay me? Since you know so much, I need an actual figure. How much money is he paying me? Since you know that. No, Finkley, come on, bro. Bro, I got to make an example of all these motherfuckers, bro. Don't do that when I have someone in the hot seat. Y'all got to stop that. I know he's saying stupid shit, but unblock him. Here, I'm unblocking him. Don't touch him. Nobody touch that guy. Stippins because you are a broke ass. Okay, how much? Okay, so now you just sound stupid. First you said a multimillionaire boxer is paying me, and now you said Stippins, whatever the fuck that means, and you said I'm a broke ass. So which one is it? Wilder's paying me or I'm broke? That doesn't even make sense, bro. So either a multimillionaire boxer is paying me or I'm broke. Well, so which one is it? You can't have it both ways. That don't even make sense. Fascist. What's Stippins? I don't even know what that is. We'll be back and we'll tell you who this is. Off. What? Hold on. Is Wilder paying me or not? Because you said a millionaire boxer is paying me, but then you said I'm broke. You got 10 seconds. Good luck. Now you're just wasting people's time. We'll be back and we'll tell you who this is off. I don't know what that means. 9 seconds. He said, "Is that even English?" These dudes, I got time. This is what I do. This is like babysitting. 8-7, 8 seconds, bro. I don't know what he talking about, bro. This fool said off like he a robot. He is, bro. 7. 6 seconds. So is Wilder paying me or not? Because the first thing you said was Wilder was paying me, bro. And then you said I was broke. She's Nigerian. How y'all know that? 6 seconds. Is Wilder paying? Like, old media is so desperate. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. All right, just block him. I tried. See, I can't even engage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. Like, they won't. They just disappear, like always. They don't. Old media is in such a stipend. What is that? What's wrong with me? Like, what's stipend? What are you guys talking about? They said stipends. That's a dude hiding me at his girl's account. These dudes be desperate. He said, "I'll be back to tell you who I am." Well, you better come back under another account. Yeah, I never seen stipends and all that. He didn't spell that right. That's not how you spell stipend. Yeah, but he said stipends with the S and had 2 P's. That's not how you spell it. No, you guys are trying to vouch for them. They said stipends with like 2 P's and maybe even 2 S's. That's not, no. He said stipends because you a broke ass. That's not how you spell that. That's why I couldn't understand that dumb shit. Man, old media, I pray for y'all because it's looking ugly. Ugly, but it's looking ugly, bro. They said a millionaire boxer is paying me, and then you said I'm broke. This doesn't even make sense. I'm getting paid by a millionaire to protect him or whatever the fuck they said, but then I'm broke too. This shit is all over the place. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, "Oh, Ego's just jealous because he's tall as fuck. That's why you're fucking short, you little leprechaun." Like, you're not even making sense anymore. You just said I'm tall, then said I'm short. You just said I'm getting paid by a millionaire boxer, and then you saying I'm broke. Once again, they talk about more my money, and they more concerned than me. The Vampire Stream. Just getting on the stream, but to the title, Eddie only saying Ortiz could get the fight because he knows Ortiz is in line for Wilder, possibly on pay-per-view. Facts. That's what I'm saying. See, this, man, new media is so impactful in this modern age of boxing because y'all see it. And the more we grow, the worse it's going to get because they can see. The person is subscribed to Hillside Religious Group and AJ. That's what I'm saying. That's what it's always about. Shout out to Kane. Facts. He said the quality of trolls has really gone down. That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't even have anything insightful to say. There's nothing eventful. It's just, shut the fuck up, I'm going to slap you. Okay, when? Like, you know, like, what's popping? You know, "Oh, you stipend little bitch," whatever. Okay, what else? My dream is for a troll to pull up on me in person. It's my wish factor. Man, they not finna do what they say they gonna do. And if they say they're going to do it and they do, just I hope it goes how you planned in your head. Shout out to my dude Chesamine with the £1 super chat. Man, the quality of trolls, I like that. The quality of trolls has gone down. Bro, we turning them to dust, to ashes. They don't even know how to troll now. They just saying stupid shit. It's not even like, before they, see, like, this is how I know we making our mark. And that's why I keep bringing it up. Just bear with me. I know what we doing. We on to something. Remember when AJ and Wilder 50 mil, is it real? And should Wilder take 12.5 million? And Dillian Whyte, should Wilder fight him? All those arguments, those things were all part of what they were actually arguing for. Now it's getting to the point they're just trolling to be trolling. They're just saying stupid shit now. Oh yeah, you getting paid by so and so. Like, listen, just I don't have to do this, but it's just funny to me. How does anyone know who's paying me anything? How you know anything? Who do I bank with? You don't even know that. You don't even know who I bank with, let alone what goes into my bank and who's covering that. That's why it's hilarious, because you know they full of shit off rip. They don't even know who I bank with to even know who's paying me. So how would you possibly know that? I've been talking about Spence and Porter. When are you going to hit the subscribe button and the like button? Because you clearly aren't a subscriber of mine. I just did a video like 2 days ago talking about Spence and Porter. Good fight. It's free too, possibly. Man, and that's another thing. I'm telling you, Al Heyman he putting a chokehold on this. He got back-to-back fights, and they still trying to find some way to. I literally had people on my video say, "Oh yeah, I thought Errol was a big star. Why isn't he fight on pay-per-view then? Fuck, why is this fight free? What type of shit is this? Canelo ain't even fighting on pay-per-view. So why would you be mad that Errol Spence and Porter if it goes on free TV? Dude, these dudes, I told you, we are literally destroying old media before you. And they're not even getting better people. They're getting worse. Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence was on pay-per-view. You say you mad. You say, oh, I'm not paying for that bullshit. Why should I? It still does good numbers considering the current market and two guys that have never been on pay-per-view. 360 to 380,000 or whatever. That's cool for two people that just started pay-per-view and a guy moving 2 weight classes. They say, I'm not paying for that bullshit. That's bullshit. But then Porter versus Spence, they're talking about putting on free. They're complaining about that. That shows me right then and there, they just want to complain. That's what that shows me. You just want something to complain about. If it's on pay-per-view, you say, that's too expensive. Pay-per-view's dead. I'm getting DAZN and I hate PBC and that's not worth me paying for. But then they put on Fox potentially for free and you mad at that too? Come on, it's just unbelievable. Shout out to Winston Barker, $2 super chat. I see you working 24/7. Had to support Ego working. Man, I promise you, it's only gonna get bigger. Watch what we keep doing. We keep doing, and y'all keep supporting like this. There's no way. There's no way old media has a chance. There's strength in numbers, and we just continue to grow. We just got a channel member on the last stream. We just keep racking it up. Rack it up. We just racking it up. Spence Garcia numbers were solid. What did Kane say? The trolls used to have a little intelligence. Now they just sound bipolar. Bro, because they're scattering. Yeah, and Canelo did 600,000 in the U.S. Errol Spence did 340 to 380 on his first pay-per-view at more money per pop. These dudes is crazy. They love Tracy Morgan. He said they love Tracy Morgan now, but before nobody even associated with him with boxing. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. So I just want to shout out to y'all for holding the boy down. This was a vampire stream that turned into the morning stream. Appreciate y'all. I'll be back with some more heat. Keep subscribing. Count on us because we got this. All this other dumb shit that they talking about in boxing is looking suspect for that. And like I said, you will see this. Mark my words. And I don't make promises like that. But if you haven't already seen it, okay, David Banuelos, you're in the hot seat. Errol did those numbers because of Mikey. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. How on earth do you know with no data, how do you know that Mikey produced those numbers when Errol Spence has historically done better numbers on regular TV than Mikey has in recent fights? Errol Spence, in fact, versus Leonard Bundu has a higher watch rate than any fight that I can ever think of that Mikey did, including Mikey Broner. Errol Spence and Leonard Bundu came on after the Olympics. It did 6.1 million. So how do you know this is based on Mikey? I'm telling you, we holding people. This is what's making them mad. They're getting blocked, but they're getting blocked by their own ignorance. So David Banuelos, or whatever your name is, bro, how do you know the pay-per-views came from Mikey? He wasn't no proven pay-per-view draw. So how you know that? Errol almost filled up a building versus Ocampo. Exactly. There's 15,000 people in the Ocampo fight. I was there. I got videos. Ego was about to leave and you clowns kept pulling him back like the Godfather. No shit, because it was on free TV. Strike one. You got one more opportunity. You wasting my time. How do you know the numbers were from Mikey? Don't get distracted on the dumb shit now. David, how do you know the numbers came from Mikey? What is that based on? That's all we had to do. All we had to do is ask them about what they say. And you know they can't explain it. You know it. And now he said, no shit, that's because it was on free TV. Well, then how do you know the numbers came from Mikey? Mikey's been on free TV before, or he's been on Showtime or something. And if he ain't, oh, well, that's his fault. How do you know it came from Spence? Block him. You wasting my time, bro. You don't ask me the questions. I'm Boxingego. All you got to do is answer. Block him. Get him out of here. He said, how do you know it came from Spence? I didn't say shit about Spence Garcia numbers. I just said they were good numbers. So what are you talking about? How do you know they came from Spence? You the one that said the numbers came from Mikey. You see, there is no reversal. These dudes are real life, like low IQ, low brow motherfuckers. Like, this shit doesn't even make sense. He said, how you know the numbers came from Spence? Bro, I just said the numbers was good. But once again, there's a lot of racists and bigots, and they want to associate because Mikey Garcia is Mexican. They want to say, like, certain people, he brought the whole crowd and stuff. I was there. It wasn't no one crowd there. Stop it. We know what they're doing. That we know what the man fans are doing. There's no way you can quantify that, especially considering Errol Spence has had higher numbers on Showtime in recent fights and shit like that than has Mikey Garcia. If you look at the Box Fan Expo, Mikey Garcia had a ton of Hispanic fans at the Box Fan Expo. He had a ton. So how you know everybody was just for Mikey only, I was there. And see, that's the thing. You talking to somebody who was there. I seen Mikey shirts and Mexican flags, But I also seen man down shirts and ESJ shirts. It was a mixed bag. These motherfuckers just lying and making up shit. That's that old media shit. You know, because like I told you, they don't want black fighters popping. They don't want black fighters to have this type of voice. They don't want black fighters to get this type of praise. They don't want black fighters to have this type of notoriety. Let's just call it what it is. It was a great, beautiful mixed crowd. Men, women, you know what I'm saying? Multiple shirts. It was a good crowd in general. 47,005. Shout out to Mikey. Shout out to Errol Spence. But that's not good. They don't want black fighters to have no kind of credit. I'm telling y'all. You know? I'm telling y'all. Some people probably went in liking both fighters too. Because guess what? Errol Spence, if we're talking about Abel Sanchez, and he said black fighters don't fight in a style that's pleasing to fans. Abel Sanchez's words. Let that be on record. That's Abel Sanchez's thoughts. Guess what? Mikey Garcia fights more like an American style, and I would say Errol Spence has more of an aggressive Abel Sanchez Mexican style, to be honest. Mikey's methodical, counter puncher, picks his shots. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a slower, slowed down version of Mayweather. I'm not saying he's as good as Mayweather, but you get what I'm saying. He's more technical. Errol Spence will box, but he's aggressive, walk you down. Phenomenal body puncher. Y'all getting body. The real knows what it is. He said, Ego, fuck that clown. We know you speaking the truth, and I love both fighters and still do. And I agree with the style statement. That's what I'm saying, bro. See, the real boxing fans know what it is. No matter what race you are, ethnicity, we celebrate real boxing fans. The only ones creating like gaps and trying to create turmoil are like the racist fans, and we don't care about them. I'm Puerto Rican, but the truth is the truth, even if you say otherwise. Stop that race BS. I am a boxing fan. I don't care if you're agreeing with polka dots. Who? Me? A lot of Mexicans were rooting for Spence in Dallas. Exactly. I was there. I lived it. I talked to people. I'm in the crowd. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the great thing that's making us more impactful. It'd be one thing if we couldn't get in the door, but we can get in the door. We can get in the door now. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is this. Now they can't say, like, before, if we couldn't get in the fight, and I couldn't move around, then I couldn't tell you what happened because I wasn't there. But I'm there now. So now I can tell you. There were literally Mexican people who were wearing ESJ apparel. I know. And there were literally all types of people at the Box Fan Expo who were in who was in Errol Spence. Truth be told, and this is the funny thing that they don't say about black fighters, right? Errol Spence's line looked longer than Mikey's. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, Errol Spence at the Box Fan Expo looked like he was getting more attention than Mikey. So what are we talking about? But see, they try to marginalize black fighters. I'm telling you. They want you to feel the black fighters particularly are insignificant, have no fan base, no one's willing to support them, fight boring, have no, it's just always something. We're not playing that. New media is around. I got y'all. I got everybody. I got everybody. We're not just going to cower down and say this bullshit and go with the flow. Only dead bodies do that. I'm out. Holla at the boy.